Well, hello everybody. It's been a hot second. Hope you're all doing okay. Hope everybody's doing good. There we go. That should get us where we need. Hi everybody. How's it going? Hello. Hey Anna, how are you? Bavella, Jacole, Beetlebee. Hello, hello. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Faith with the 68 months. My goodness. Sorry, I don't have the alerts on right now because we're in a different screen. But thank you for the 68 months. All right, better get this out of the way. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you too. End of the month, thank God. End of the month, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Well, all the Dev Diary came out. Came out just, a few days ago. It came out, on the 23rd? So about 7 days ago or so. We're gonna kind of look it over and just sort of see what we think. I've seen some discussion surrounding it. There's been some comments that certain people have made that were kind of like, that didn't need to be done, but unforced error stuff. But anyway, it's been a busy few months since they wrapped up the final part of Tales from the Far Territory in December, and they shipped the final parts to the Switch in March, which is nice. Sorry, getting that mic move there. We've been working on a variety of things in the studio, so they wanted us to update us. Episode 5. This is the most important one, I think, because I think a lot of people have been very, very frustrated, let's just say, with the amount of time it's taken to get the episode 5 out. I like that picture, though. That's a very cool picture. Episode work is ongoing. I know you're all wanting more specific updates, but we're really trying to avoid spoilers, so we won't be sharing much in detail about the episode until the first teaser. So I'm hoping the first teaser comes out soon. That would be fantastic if the first teaser came out, sometime very soon. That'd be really, really cool. I will say the episode is the most ambitious we've built so far. It has quite a few systems we haven't used in other episodes. So it's providing quite a challenge to the team. We would feel the weight, we also feel the weight of anticipation and need to ensure we ship something of the highest quality. We know many of you, like us, have been waiting 40 years for the story to be completed. Yes, 40 years. And once it's done, we can never go back. So it's really on our minds. The episode can't just be good, it has to be great. Love that look of that lighthouse, too. That is really cool. I hope that's actually, like, an actual lighthouse in the game. That'd be really neat. To clarify the episode's scope for you, Episode 5 has between 2 and 3 times as much cinematic and story content as Episode 4, which is our largest episode to date. And Episode 4 was really, really huge. Hey, Metal Mermaid, how you doing? Episode 4 was, Episode 3 was big, and then Episode 4 was even bigger. That means Episode 5 is probably, it's going to be like, think of Episode 5 like Cooking 5. Where it takes as much to get from 1 to 4 as it does to get to 4 to 5. So I have a feeling Episode 5 is going to be larger than all the other episodes combined. Which is good bang for our buck, I guess. So that's pretty cool. The game world you'll be playing is about 3 to 4 times as big as Episode 4. There are a lot of story threads to tie up across all episodes to wrap up the Wintermute storyline, but also to set the stage for the future of Long Dark. So we have to take you into several different places and hear from a lot of new people. Because of what the story needs, we focused on narrative more than we have traditionally, and the mission flow for Episode 5 is probably more linear than previous episodes as a result. Which, linear isn't bad. There's certain games where linear is actually good. Especially, I think a lot of it just comes down to, is the story going to be good? Because if the story's good, linear doesn't matter. You will happily follow along a linear story if the story is good. And I think it probably will be. Based on what we saw in Episode 4, I think Episode 5 will be pretty dang good. Yeah, and it's got a lot of loose ends to tie up. There's a lot of threads. We've been playing as Will. We've been playing as Astrid. They've sort of taken their own paths so far, and now those paths are going to have to meet, cross, and sort of be, tied up one way or the other. The episode will take you through many new locations, and everything in the episode is new to the game and the world. So these will all be places you've never seen before. And this final episode of the story has you both playing as Mackenzie and Astrid, and you'll also be seeing some of the key characters from previous episodes. So there's a lot. We're also using new motion capture tech for our team to attempt to deliver even higher bar for story delivery than we've achieved so far. These are all things that exist outside of the context of survival mode, although some of the work entails help set the foundation of some of the things we're attempting in Episode 5. I can confidently say that Episode 5 will be the most ambitious thing we've done in the Long Dark at Hinterland to date. I know that won't mean much to you until you have it in your hands, but hopefully that gives you some sense of ambition behind the episode. Hey, thank you, Abraham, for the 1,000 DOP. How have I been? Long time no see. I've been... I'm not doing super great, but that's just life some days, man. that's just how life goes. You gotta pick the moments where you're gonna be frustrated and kind of crash, and you gotta pick the moments where you're just gonna kind of push it all aside and push it down and push on forward. And yeah, I wish I could tell you it's been better, but the last month or so has been pretty bad. So, but hey, here's to a great May. We'll see. Hopefully May will be a lot better. Hopefully May will be a lot better. I was sold on sandbox mode. Yeah, well, for me, Beetlebee, sandbox mode is what it's all about too. The story mode is a fun playthrough, but it's not like my main drive of playing Long Dark for sure. The one thing you want to note in here is that all the areas we're going to go in Episode 5, according to this, are brand new. Which means probably Perseverance Mills is going to be in there. There's going to be other things in there. And I don't know, just in some of the stuff I've been reading, it doesn't seem like the zones, how we were sort of speculating that the... Perseverance Mills was going to be in-game and survival. I'm not so sure at this point. Don't know at this point if that's going to be the fact. Raph's made some comments online, and there's been some other things I've seen that have sort of pointed to no. Those are probably not necessarily going to be out for survival mode. So, something to take into account. The majority of the development team at Hinterland is working on Episode 5, with a smaller team working on Black Frost, so you can be sure this is our primary focus and will be until we ship it. In order to ensure the team has enough time to focus and finish the episode at our highest standard, we've asked them to work on it through the remainder of the year with a plan to launch towards the end of the year. So I was sort of thinking that was what it was going to be. Then you want to see that Raph message on the board, how Chapter 5 takes place in Lower Great Bear. All Chapter 5 takes place in Lower Great Bear. Yes, I did see that, JJ, actually. I sort of was looking through some of the forums and stuff and just kind of checking out, what Raph was saying about different things. So, hey, you got family. Hey, thanks, Kenneth. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I've asked them to work through the remainder of the year with a plan to launch towards the end of the year, which means, like we were thinking, December-ish, probably. We are also pushing for other planned survival mode updates, see below, to ensure the team can focus all their efforts on... They're pushing out other planned survival updates to make sure that the team can focus all their efforts on Episode 5. As we know how critical it is that we wrap this up and deliver a strong finale to the story. That's what we're focused on, so if we are heads down and you hear less from us than usual, that's why. We're just very, very busy. Which I get, but that's also why you have a communications person that they just communicate, which they've always had a problem with, and I wish they would find a way to just communicate more. That's all they need to do is just communicate. The Tales from the Far Territory. Moving on from that, the Tales from the Far Territory is now complete. For any of you who've missed the news or have been holding off for the expansion pass to be complete, here's a reminder that all parts of the DLC are now complete and available on all platforms. While Tales ended up taking much longer than expected to complete. We're happy with how much we were able to add to the game. We also believe it's tremendous value for the money. To showcase all the additional content and mechanics, we made this recap video. And there's the recap video there, which you can go and check out. I would recommend going and checking out, giving it a like. If you want to support our studio and our work, we hope you'll consider buying Tales. And if you aren't in a position to buy it now, keep an eye out for the various sales on Steam and consoles and grab it when discounted. We've also added quite a few free updates to the base game along with Tales, so you already have many of those even if you didn't buy Tales, including safe house customization. So lots of stuff they've added in. We're excited to announce the visual enhancements are finished. The visual enhancement builds are with the test team, so they can validate everything it's working well. Our plan is to release them in staggered patterns, starting with the PC first, then consoles. The team created a video to showcase the enhancements. I watched that, and it was actually really, really good. Click on the YouTube, click watch on YouTube on the video. When you watch it, make sure to like the button shows up. Yes. And I watched the enhancement thing, and it looks good. I mean, I like good visuals, don't get me wrong, but to me, gameplay is 80% visuals or 20%. You can have the most beautiful visuals in the world, and if the gameplay sucks, it don't matter. You can have really crappy graphics, and if the gameplay is amazing, nobody cares. It's one of those 80-20 kind of things where it's great to have them, don't get me wrong, and everybody likes them, but you got to have the gameplay first and foremost. That's the make it or break it. So I think the visuals are awesome too. I think it's a really nice upgrade, Beetlebee. But as I said, it's not to me the most important thing, just because, you know, they already have a great game. So, you know, having things like colored shadows and colored fog, it's like, okay, that's great, I guess, but does it really enhance my game as much? So, you know, but hey, that's great. You know, enhanced draw distances are nice because that's one thing that I do sort of like, because I've always noticed, you know, sometimes wolves just seem to appear somewhere. I wish they added a button to keep it as is. Didn't care for new graphics, was too dark on your system. Keep in mind that by nature, most of the enhancements are targeted at high-end systems, so they will mainly apply to high-end PCs or top-end consoles. Our plan is to get the visual enhancements out to Steam and Epic Game Store by the end of May, with the console versions following in June. Well, it sounds like it's going to be optional though, Honora or Beetlebee. I wish they added a button to keep it as is. Well, I think you will have that though, because it sounds like they're mainly putting those towards high-end PCs. So you should be able to just like turn them off or you know, throttle them or whatever. So I'm assuming that you won't have to use them if you don't want to. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S X, with the visual enhancements for high-end systems now complete. We've taken this opportunity to properly bring Long Dark to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X systems. You should be getting these updates by mid to late June, which means July. Performing platform certification timings allowing, which means July. These versions of the game will come upgraded with visual enhancements, so that there is a way to enjoy those enhancements if you play Long Dark on PlayStation or Xbox. Keep in mind you'll need to own one of the Generation 9 consoles to play the enhanced version of Long Dark, but don't worry, you can continue to play existing and unenhanced version on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One if you don't have the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series S or Series X. There will be additional information around how to migrate existing saves from the last gen to the current gen, which we'll share closer to release. They're probably trying to figure out how to make the next game better. Oh, I'm sure, Beetlebee, that a lot of the visual enhancement stuff is all coming from it's sort of like they're beta testing the visual enhancements for Black Frost in Long Dark. They're like, can we do this? How is it going to look? They're like already toying around with it, which is going to be kind of cool. I mean, that's kind of neat that they're, you know, you can sort of see that. And I'm sure once Black Frost comes out, we're going to see a lot of stuff and be like, oh, We saw that in Long Dark already. Oh, that was something they implemented, 6 months ago in Long Dark. Going out to buy an upgraded PC. I wouldn't have to worry about that. I wouldn't worry about that. You can still play it on the old settings. So that's going to be May before we have to even look at that. Now here's one that I found that was interesting: the cooking with ruined food and trader rebalancing. We recently made a change to the game that prevents ruined food items from being used as ingredients in cooking. Well, there's a few glitches you can use to get around that. This was an intentional change, as using ruined items went against the philosophy of the game in general. You can't generally use ruined clothing or gear items, so why food? But we recognize that this introduced some issues for people who were locked out of certain recipes because in long-term survival games, some ingredients might already have been ruined by the time you found them, with no real viable way to replace them, which is something we've talked about a bunch while we've been playing Long Dark. We will be releasing a hot fix to address part of this issue by rebalancing some of the condition decay rates on specific food items, in particular canned goods and fresh meat or fish. Which, honestly, the fresh meat or fish I'm just kind of puzzled by, because it's like, just go kill more animals or catch more fish. The canned goods, I get. The canned goods, flour, the canned goods, the, peaches, corn, that sort of stuff. That I kind of get. But meat and fish, whatever. This will buy players more time to process harvest food from hunting and fishing to ensure it has longevity, but without hoarding tons of fish or meat that you can't realistically process or store. You'll need to plan your hunting and fishing activities accordingly. With things like salt added to the game, you now have new options for preserving meat and fish long term. We've also added some rare food items required for some of the more complex recipes, canned peaches, as trade items with Sutherland. Yeah, taters and carrots are the big ones. I mean, yeah. Which I don't see listed here, which I think is hilarious. We also tuned some of the costs to make them a little bit more accessible and worthwhile for you. So even if you end up in a game where most of a certain type of ingredient no longer exists in your game, you should be able to trade with Sutherland to get it. So maybe carrots and taters will become tradable with Sutherland. That'd be kind of nice. These fixes will be added to the same update that adds the visual enhancements to your game. So if you're playing PC, you should see the changes later in May, and console in June. Switch crashes. For you who play on Switch, this is probably something important to check out. Some of our Switch players have encountered game crashes since we released parts 5 and 6 of Tales back in February. The dev team was able to isolate the issue to a memory-related crash when playing in docked mode. To fix it, we introduced some dynamic resolution scaling for certain regions, but only in docked mode. This fix should not impact handheld play, and even for docked, the impact should not be visible. It's a solution we've used for other very large regions in the base survival game, like Pleasant Valley. So if you've been playing docked Switch in the base game region so far and been happy with how the game looks and performs, you should still be happy after this change. The Switch specific fix has been approved by Nintendo, and we're expecting to launch Monday, April 28th. So that should be out already. So that I don't know if they actually fulfilled that date, but that should be out already by time of us looking at this right now. Quality of life update. We had planned to release a quality of life update with new content for the trader and safe house customization, as well as some gameplay balance, tuning, bug fixes, etc. before we shipped episode 5, but the team felt stretched too thin between this work and completing episode 5, so I've decided to push this update off till episode 5 ships. So that's going to be, yeah, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. That means a lot of the bugs and stuff, those aren't going to be fixed until, like, December. Yeah, January to March of next year. Switch has been updated, Charles? Nice, okay. So they did get the Switch update in. That's good to know. So yeah, that means that, I hadn't read that through completely and thought about it. So, yeah. Gameplay balance tuning, bug fixes. That's the main thing. The bug fixes and the balance tuning. Okay, well, I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, bugs still an issue. Mod support and enhanced custom settings. The team has done some work towards these features, but as with the quality of life update, it was splitting focus. Okay, so they pushed mod support and enhanced custom until after episode 5 as well. What's after episode 5? That's a great question. And it even starts. That's a great question. Shipping episode 5 will be a big inflection point for Long Dark. It's been years in the making, and in most ways, the completion of the Wintermute story mode represents the end of Long Dark. I'm writing the end in quotes because we still intend to continue updating the game, but completing story mode has been a point of accountability for Hinterland all these years. With the story mode finished, we are looking forward to having some breathing room to figure out next steps and continue to do our work without the weight of the big promise hanging over us, which is great. Hey, Soggy Cereal. I hope they fix the Joplin bunker bug soon. Unfortunately, Soggy Cereal, it sounds like it's going to be next year before the bugs are fixed. According to what they said here. Until after episode 5 ships, with episode 5 shipping end of this year. Ugh. So for a little while at least, we're going to think about shipping. We're going to think about shipping episode 5 and finishing Wintermute as the end. We'll have delivered on our promises, lived up to our obligations, and hopefully you'll be happy with the results and feel it was worth the wait. Beyond that, we have to make some choices about what to do with the game, and we'll be interested to hear your thoughts about what you'd like to see. I'll probably share a community survey around this before the end of the year, along the lines of the one we did before we committed to building Tales. This survey will give you a chance to influence the future of the Long Dark. As mentioned, there will definitely be at least one more quality of life update, including custom settings, mod support, and we've also promised Hunted Part 3. That I'm excited about. Hunted Part 3 has been a long time coming. A long time coming. For those of you who've played Hunted Part 1 and 2, you know what happens at the end of Hunted Part 2. I want to see what happens in Hunted Part 3. Beyond that, we have many ideas of how we could keep supporting and expanding the Long Dark into the future. But we don't want to do that without consulting with you and figuring out what you'd like to see and how you'd like to continue supporting the game. It costs a lot of money to run a studio like Hinterland, and we've invested a lot in the Long Dark and its sequel, Black Frost, over the years. So our focus will be on how to continue building games and supporting them for years to come, in a financially sustainable way that's safe and fair to our team. And all this against the backdrop of ongoing industry turmoil that's seen a lot of our friends and fellow independent studios shut down over the last couple of years. Not to mention the dark economic clouds on the global horizon. Oh God. We wouldn't want to move ahead without you being part of the journey. So we want to hear what you'd like to see more of, whether it's regions, mechanics, more story. The survey will include all kinds of questions around this. What's exciting is there are many paths we can take, including really ambitious stuff and the more modest but sustainable stuff. And we really want to find a healthy way to continue supporting the Long Dark and keep you playing in this world for years to come. Along with some of our other work, which brings me to my next topic. Maybe after 5 will lead to a Long Dark 2 when it comes out in 2027. Well, speaking of Black Frost, here we are. I imagine many of you noticed the launch announcement for Black Frost: The Long Dark 2 at the Game Awards in December. There was a lot of excitement about this for many of you, as well as some understandable questions about, but how can you announce a sequel before the current game's finished? I thought it might be helpful to talk about why we did this. Well, they did it because it was the Game Awards, and it was a good time to put out a trailer that would get people excited for another game. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's not... I guess to me, it's not rocket science. You want to get people... As you're wrapping up a certain project, you want to get people excited for the next project. Don't ask questions. Consume product. Get excited for next product. Larger companies with multiple revenue streams or publisher-backed or owned studios who don't have to pay their own bills can afford to have extensive downtime, often years between projects. Those years are spent working on new things in anticipation of launching them in the future. During those periods, the studios are being paid out of development funds provided by the publisher or investment or payroll from a parent company. But most often the studios aren't generating meaningful revenue during that time. Hinterland, though, is an independent studio, and our annual costs are covered out of the revenue from The Long Dark and DLCs like the Tales from the Far Territory. It wouldn't be feasible for us to go dark for 2 to 3 years in between finishing Long Dark and launching a sequel, because we generate revenue from sales of the game to new players, and that's what keeps our studio going. Also, since we only charge once for things we make and don't have extensive DLC or other ongoing revenue streams, we'd simply go out of business if we didn't release something within a reasonable distance of wrapping up Long Dark. So we need to build up new projects at the same time as we continue shipping and supporting our existing game. Pretty much what I said. Another factor is that it's a lot harder to bring an audience to a sequel if you've lost them along the way. Our hope by continuing to update Long Dark at the same time as we're building Black Frost is to show that your time commitment to the first game has not been in vain. You can still play it and enjoy it well into the future as we build up Black Frost, and after Black Frost ships in early access, in between updates there, you'll be able to bounce back to Long Dark to continue experiencing the Quiet Apocalypse. This way you can keep playing in this larger world we're building for you, and you can continue investing your time knowing the game will always be there for you. It doesn't have to be one or the other, and then over time, gradually, we'll put a larger proportion of our time and resources into building up Black Frost, as it will also need the same focus and dedication behind it that the Long Dark has had for over 10 years. But see both games supporting each other, and the player community behind both games will be part of a blended community who loves the broader idea of the Long Dark as a setting and the Quiet Apocalypse that unites the games. It's also really important that independent studios have the opportunity to gradually build up excitement around new projects, which I definitely agree with. I mean, being a small studio, they have to get you excited for that next thing, and hopefully get you to, get into the alpha or the beta, test or whatever it is early on, just to keep the money flow going. We don't have massive marketing budgets to promote our games with. We sell directly to you, and our relationship is directly with you. Powerful systems like wish lists on Steam are a great way for studios to generate anticipation for their projects and gather goodwill and interest, with some hope and expectation of converting those wish lists to sales over time. The more wish lists a game launches with, the more likelihood of the launch going well, hitting that critical mass to gain attention and help it break out of the 1,000+ new games that launch every month on Steam. There are almost 19,000 new games on Steam last year. And the wish list also indicates some general sense of how well the game could sell over time, which also helps with long-term planning. The system is very core to how Steam works, as every launcher or sale is an opportunity to ping the wishlister with a reminder to buy the game. So we really need to be able to use this system as we build towards early access launch of Black Frost. But the wishlist system only works if we can talk about our work, share it, and get new people excited about it. So definitely, if you're at all interested in Black Frost, I would request that you go and wishlist it on Steam, even if you don't plan to buy it right away. Even if you don't plan to buy it right away, at least wishlist it, because like they said, that gives them an idea of the potential of how many copies they could sell. And even if you don't intend to buy it right away or play the beta or whatever, it at least shows them that, hey, you're interested in the game. And maybe if it goes on sale, you'll buy it or whatever, but at least it gives them an idea. So I would highly recommend you go and wishlist the game and at least show that you're interested in it. We know some of you are unhappy to see us announce Black Frost before we completed the Long Dark. I don't know. I mean, honestly, there will always be people who are unhappy with whatever. You can't make 100% of the people happy all the time. But I wasn't unhappy to see them announce Black Frost. I thought it was a logical move for them. I really did. As you've been waiting a long time for Episode 5. But if we have to wait until shipping Episode 5 before we talk about our other work, our revenue would simply run dry before we get to the Black Frost launch, which would be a pretty serious problem for us. Our current plan is to launch Black Frost in early access about a year after we ship the Long Dark. We think that is a good amount of time to create space between the two games. So, 2027. Hey, Demon Dark, how you doing? I'm doing okay. It's been a rough April. It's been a rough April. But here's to a better May. April showers bring May flowers. There we go. So it looks like 2027 before we'll be seeing it. End of 2026, early 2027. I understand the sentiment that we owe you episode 5 and that we have to yet to deliver. And I get that you've waited a long time for it. We will be shipping it this year and the game will be finished. I know it's been frustrating. I'm not trying to minimize or ignore any of those feelings. I'm not making excuses, and we take our responsibility to you very seriously. I'll minimize feelings for him. I don't care about episode 5. Ultimately, I'm going to be happy that it's out, but I don't care about episode 5. I care about survival. So for those who are just like, episode 5 is the most important thing in the world, and you're mad that it's not out, tough. I'll be the dick that he can't be. Episode 5, for those the people who whine about it not being out, it's like, yeah, I get it, but it's not the important thing to me. Survival's more important to me. It really, truly is. I think that's another Anora. I think that's another thing again that goes back to the continuing theme is the communication part. I think the trailer for Black Frost would have been better, and it probably would have not. I think it would have gone over better. Hear me out here. If they had done something along the line at the very beginning of the trailer, they had done some cinematic thing about, the long dark is not ending. The long dark is coming to an end, but that does not mean the quiet apocalypse has ended. And they had sort of ramped it up like that, and sort of said, episode 5 is releasing soon, which will bring a close to the long dark, but we have this next thing coming, or doing some sort of marketing along the line of it transferring over to Black Frost. I think they should have done something that communicated it a little bit better, that, hey, we are putting all of our effort behind Wintermute and getting episode 5 out, and this is our next project. It doesn't, because the long dark is coming to a close, the quiet apocalypse is going to continue in Black Frost. Something along those lines. And again, it just comes back to communication. They're not the best at communicating to the public a lot of times. So, I also know that we've been afraid to share any of our work outside of Long Dark for fear of alienating or angering players who can sometimes be quite hostile. And this is... Yes, I wish... I don't know. Yes, there are some players who can be quite hostile. I would say that if you had to put a percentage of the number of players that are quote-unquote hostile, what would you think that percentage would actually be? I'd say it's probably under 10%. Sure, are they loud? Yeah, they're very loud. They're very loud. But I would say the actual hostile players, like people who are actually hostile and angry, 85% Valkyrie. I'd say it's at least 10% or less. Most of us are pretty chill. I mean, that's the thing, is most Long Dark players that I know are pretty freaking chill. Most aren't hostile, they're just disappointed. I think again, Anora, it comes back to communication. Most of them aren't hostile. They're just asking reasonable questions for why things are happening. They're like, well, when is it going to be out? We're disappointed that it's not ready yet. It's mostly disappointment and a little bit of frustration. I don't see a lot of people just getting on there going, you suck and your game's horrible and god damn it, you guys are... So most of the time I just see people going, yeah, gosh, I just really wish they'd get episode 5 out earlier. If that's counted as hostile, take a chill pill, Raph. It's not hostile. Most people are not hostile. And most of the responses, I don't see it like that. The most no responder commented them, so they see the hostile ones more than yeah, because they are very vocal. That is true. That is true. The hostile ones are very vocal. I'm asking you to be patient, as so many of you have been, and give us the space to talk about Black Frost without pushing other fans out of the community or attacking the dev team or studio. There's no Black Frost without Long Dark, but the opposite will also become true. After episode 5, there's no Long Dark without Black Frost. The project's combined futures and their roadmaps are intertwined. And someday, we may even talk about another TLD BF projects. We hope we can be open with you and share our excitement about some of these things, knowing that even if you can't feel excited about it with us, that you leave some space for other fans to be happy and excited. We're all here because we love the game, and we want for Hinterland to be more than just the Long Dark. We hope that you can come to care about our team and studio and all the things that we hope to make in the future. Not just the game you're playing right now, so please let's together make sure we create a safe and positive space for the long... Yeah, let's have a safe space. No, we just... Yeah, they listen to the one... I know, Country Roads, that's the thing. They need to stop listening to the 1%. If I had two key points of advice for Hinterland, and I'm not any expert in this, my 2 key points of advice is stop listening to the 1% and learn to communicate just a little bit better with people. Just learn to communicate with your audience a little bit better about what's going on. I always come from the standpoint that more information is always better than less information. The less information you give, people tend to speculate and sort of make up their own headcanon for what's happening. And 90% of the time it's wrong. And usually when we make up stuff in our head that's happening, it's going to be more along a negative line than a positive line. Because we tend to, as humans, kind of look at... We tend to criticize and kind of look at the world a little more through a negative lens if we don't know what's going on. Where as long as we know what's going on, we can rationalize and we can figure it out. And whether we like it or not is all relative. It doesn't really matter because at least we know. And then we can discuss and talk about what it is and actually have a reasonable conversation about it, whether we like it or not. But when we don't know, then we tend to make up a story in our head of what's going on, and generally it leads to negative connotations about what's going on. So I have always thought that more information is better than less. And I wish they would give us more information about Black Frost. I think the more information they give us about Black Frost, the more receptive people are going to be with it. Yes, there will be the few negative Nancy people out there like, you still haven't got episode 5 done. It's like, just go. It's at that point I just go, look at April Dev Diary. That's when it's coming out. It's done, But yeah, more information is always better than less. Hey, Jordo, how's it going? We hope you can come to care about our team, blah, blah, blah. I'd like to be able to start sharing more about Black Frost info in future Dev Diaries. If that's going to be triggering for you while you wait for episode 5, I suggest you skip Dev Diaries until episode 5 ships. And then stuff like that, I honestly just don't think need to be said. That's sort of like, if you don't like my politics and don't buy my books, it's like, just say, hey, we're going to start sharing more information about Black Frost in the future. I hope that you'll be as excited as I am about it. That's all they need to say. That's all they need to say. It's just poor messaging, I think. I think saying stuff like that just doesn't serve a purpose. We have to be able to share our work in order to make games we want and run the studio we want to run it. I hope you understand and will support us. There you go. That's a good statement. If you want to support Hinterland, please consider and there's even a link for wish listing Black Frost right there, so you can do that. GOG and Wii game. If you've been playing Long Dark on Tencent's Wii game platform, we want to let you know that soon the game will be updated to have parity with Steam and Epic Game Store and full update product structure. All right, some of you also asked that we bring the game back to GOG. We We've been working with the business team at GOG and are close to finalizing an agreement to bring the game to the store. As with Wii Game, anyone who previously owned Long Dark will automatically be updated to the latest version with the option to purchase Tales if you wish. I want to be clear, the agreement isn't yet finished. We're still working through details. Just buy it on Steam. Hey, Master, how you doing? And Mac McKinsey, how's it going? Hello, hello. The Travois. Travois, yes. Steam deep discount as a final note star. Okay, that already happened. Yep. They did a big deep discount on the game, which was really nice. That's pretty much it for the Dev Diary. Thanks for reading. Hope you found information useful. There's the forums you can go to. And that's pretty much it. I liked a lot of the stuff they had to say. I think a lot of it was really good. As I said, I hope they give us more information about Black Frost. I think the more information about Black Frost they give us, the better. Just to create, you want to create excitement around your next project. And you know, and maybe every time they do that, they need to say, hey, we're creating excitement for our next project. Episode 5 is still our most important thing. We wanted to show you some cool stuff about what we're planning with Black Frost. You know, they just need to keep reiterating episode 5 for the people who are mad about it. They just need to keep reiterating how they are concentrating on that, and that's still the most important thing to them. So, anyway, that will bring us to the close of looking at the Dev Diary. Thank you all for hanging with me for that. And yeah, if you're on, oh, by the way, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the Dev Diary. Even if you disagree with me, I love it. I don't mind at all. Just don't be mean. Don't be mean. Don't be hostile. Don't be hostile. But thanks so much for watching on the YouTube side. Alrighty, boys and girls. Well, we are going to get ourselves into a little bit of okay, can I get out of this? Oh, I guess I have to hit the right. I have to hit the right buttons in the right spot on the right keyboards. There we go. Hey, thank you for the raid there, Mr. Ozzy. Thank you for the resub there as well. Country Roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mount Momo. Take me home, country roads. All right, so we are going to get back into our 50-day challenge now. We are on day, let's see, we are on day 75, so we have 25 days left to go in Timberwolf Mountain. We got a while to go in Timberwolf Mountain. It's gonna be a hot second in Timberwolf Mountain, I swear. It's not gonna be quick. All right, I just need to change something here real quick. Okay, why is my mouse doing weird stuff? Isn't that just weird when your mouse does weird things? So frustrating. You click certain things and the mouse just stops working. I don't know why the mouse is refusing to do what I want it to do. There we go. Good Lord. Land of Goshen. Your favorite zone? I like it as well. I think Timberwolf Mountain's a great zone personally. I really like it a lot. There we go. We'll update that. Perfect. All right. Of course, it's all goofy now. All right, let's load into the game. And of course, there's a storm outside too, which is always great. Okay, so everything's good there. Woo! Hyperman with a 95 months. Are you kidding me? Thank you so much for the 95 months there, my friend. I appreciate that very, very much.
Hypermanx 2000
Hypermanx
just resubscried for 95 months. Just remember you are loved more than you know.
Oh, thanks,
to
man. I
better
appreciate
horizons
it.
ahead.
You're very nice. You're very, very nice. There we go. Just making sure everything's good there. All right. I think we're good to go. So we got 25 days left to go in this place. It's rough, man. It's rough. We got plenty of food. Ow. We got plenty of food here. I guess we can cook ourselves. We can cook ourselves a little bit of meat. Oh, it is cold. It is cold in here. Holy crap! It is actually cold in here right now. It's very cold in here. Even in our bed. Wow, this is like the coldest we've had. Let's see what the weather's like out here. What's our temperatures at? Negative 94 right now. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a little on the chilly side. Let's close you. Not that it's going to make a whole lot of difference. Let's grab a few pieces of coal. We got 23 coal, so that's really nice. Close the door. Yes, we did close the door.
Need to find some place to escape this cold.
Hey, you know what, Martin? I have a really hard time reading. I understand completely because I have a really hard time reading stuff off of a screen, unless I'm reading it aloud. If I read it aloud, I can do okay with it. If I'm reading it silently, just reading it in my head, no, no. My brain just goes into seizures basically. So it's good for me too. So have I fixed the roof? You know, I could fix the roof, but the problem is it takes so much cedar to do it. It takes like I think it's like 20 or 30 cedar to fix the roof. Let's grab the woodworking tools. It takes 20 cedar firewood. I don't even think I have 20 cedar firewood. I've got 5. I don't have enough cedar to do it. I mean, I could get the cedar, but I need the cedar more for fire than I need for actual, like, and I think the roof being fixed only adds a couple of degrees to the thing anyway. I think it's only a couple of degrees that it adds anyhow. So it's not like it wouldn't change a ton. Frederick with the 14-month resub. You probably help a lot. Just close the window. Thank you, Frederick, for the 14-month resub there. Let's cook up these rabbity bits we got.
Friedrich_Ghost just resubscribed for 14 months. Black Frost hyped. Romantic face emoji.
Black Frost hype, yes, Black Frost hype indeed. Like I said, I want them to give us as much information as they possibly can. And for those of you who are like, I don't want to know anything about it until they actually put the thing out, shut up. I want to know as much as we can about it. Drop that. Drop that. All right, the rest are big ones. I'm gonna drop the two that are kind of big. The dupes with the 25 months. And that started a hype train. Well, you know, in a way, Beetlebee, I think he does need to turn over his
73 just
his stuff, but
for 25 months. Nice to see you.
Good to see you as well. I think what he needs to do more importantly is he needs to let his PR person go over whatever he is putting out there. Thank you, Vulgaro, for the beer apocalypse. I think it's good to hear from him. I really do. But I think he needs to let his PR person look it over before he does anything. How many regions have we done so far? Just Ash Canyon and this one so far. Ash Canyon and this one are the two that we've done so far. All right, we got a little bit of meat on us. Let's say that. Yum num num num. Drink a little bit of our water. I think I might go out and check and see if there's any rabbits in our traps. But I think that would probably be a good thing for him to do. Oh, Jesus. Mermaid with the 1,000 bits! Oh, my God! Thank you for the 1,000 bits, Metal Mermaid. Holy crap. Yep, we started in Ash Canyon and we're now here in Timberwolf. Yep, that's where we are. It's been a little while since we last streamed Long Dark, and I apologize for that. This has been a rough month. Hello. So yeah, it's been a rough month. It's been a rough month on me. I have no excuse, but yeah. And my car's still having issues, so that's another thing. My car's still having issues. I think the transmission's actually going out. To be honest, I was disappointed that Raph and his team were not introduced to new spray paint designs, such as FE Law in Canada is not for sale, and I'm triggered. Very sad. Now, Raph has every right. Oh, Jesus. Dudes with 1,500 bits. Holy crap. Raph has every right to feel whatever way he wants to. I have nothing against him on that. Oh, there's nothing in our traps. But, you know, he just needs to, when it comes to business, you just have to be a little bit more, and it's your choice. You don't have to be. I shouldn't say you have to be. In business, you need to have a little bit more even hand, I guess you could say. As far as when you talk to the public, because, you know, unless you don't want people to be your customers, which is totally okay. Unless you don't want people to be your customers, you have to learn to speak to the public in a little more even-handed way. Or just, you know, completely, you know, ignore that and go for a specific set of people and that's it, you know, and just don't worry about the other half, which is totally legitimate to do. I don't think it's the smartest way to do it, especially if you're trying to, you know, if you're trying to get a large audience for something. I think everybody's important in that. But, it's still your choice, you know, you can do what you want. Hello, Mr. Wolfie. Hello, Mr. Wolfie. No. No. Did I get the cat? I can't remember if I got the cattails over here already. It looks like I did. Come here, Mr. Wolfie. I'm gonna bonk you in the nose. Bonk. No, don't run towards my cabin. Where are you going? Stop it. You went the wrong way. Yeah, I think if he just turned over some of his stuff to the, you know, to a PR person, I think it would go a lot better for him. Because a PR person would basically tell him what my advice would be. Just, you know, try to have a little more even hand talking to the public. You don't need to, you know, don't need to try to antagonize anybody on purpose. You're never going to be able to make everybody happy. That's a fallacy. You're never going to be able to make everybody happy. Just not going to happen. Look at that, we got 2 heavy hammers up there now. These guts are cured. Beautiful. I think it's time for us to go back up. Do you have a Kia CVT transmission? Honestly, don't know. My honest answer is I have no idea. Alright, let's grab some of our coal to take up there with us. Oh, that's something outside. I was like, what is that noise? I was thinking the game was humming, but that's outdoors. All I know is I'm just having problems with my car. My mechanic has it. He's going to deal with it. And then I just have to decide whether I'm going to keep it or not. Just going to decide if I keep it or not. Hey, we got level 2 of the hype train, 80%. With 3 subs and 2,500 bits. Thank you so much, guys, for that. I really do appreciate it. And I even got a... What did I get? What did I get? I got a emote. I got a tea emote. Oh, I can spill some tea now. Haven't been able to make tools yet? No, I haven't been able to make tools yet. We did find a hacksaw. We have our lantern. We did find a insulated flask. And we also found now two hammers. We found 2 hammers, so. Got 2 hammers, and we got 2 crampons as well. I'm not wearing these clothes because they don't add that much warmth anyway. And they add like basically like a degree of warmth, which is not that big of a deal. And this way we can keep them in good shape until we hit Pleasant Valley. Once we get to Pleasant Valley, we'll have cloth coming out of our ears. We won't have to worry about anything anymore. And we do have our carved wolf figure. I'm gonna put him up here on the mantle. There we go. I think it's time for us to head back to the what's it called? The bunker. The prepper's cache. Because there's stuff there, and we could probably chase a deer into wolves up there as well. I'm just grabbing torches out of this because I hate to have a fire go to waste. And the weather's kind of decent right now, too, so that's kind of nice. And we have traps over there as well. We got traps here, and we have traps over at the prepper caches. Ow, dang it. I keep forgetting that only opens in now. Let's just check and see if we got any more. I might want to look into it. Yeah, I'm just gonna, at this point, I'm just gonna kind of let my mechanic, he's got the car already. Oh, he left Facebook as well? I didn't realize that. That's pretty hilarious. I think it's, you know, I think the whole drama around it, Stooley, is interesting. But I don't really care too much about it. Just give me a good game. Just give me a good game and I'm good. I'm happy. I'm fine. Everything's good as long as I got a good game, you know. Miss Candela, hello! How are you? How are you today? I hope you're having a great day. It's so weird there's like one wolf out here. Oh, there's a wolf way, I can see, I think there's a wolf way up there as well. That's so weird. There's usually more wolves around this area. I don't know where they are right now. It kind of freaks me out a little bit. Let's grab a few more sticks while we're here. Now, there might be a wolf right here, too. We gotta be careful. We gotta be careful. Sometimes there's a maple over here, though, too. So I figured we might as well check it out. There should be some mushrooms over here, too. And maybe a few rose hips. That's a deer. I'm pretty sure. They're tending bee boxes, getting ready for summer. Nice. Well, I hope the tending of the bee boxes goes well. For a moment there, I almost said beat boxes. I hope your beat box is going well. Hey, there's rabbits over here now, too. I didn't realize that. Okay. So this is another rabbity area over here. And it looks like there's a deer over here, too. Okay, that's kind of interesting to note. Yeah, this used to all be like wolf area over here. There was no deer, no rabbits, or nothing. Your beatbox is going boombastic.
Through silent hills of ice and snow, Atheenon creeps with his torch held low. The beasts will hunt by scent and sight. Atheenon sleeps to pass the night. When daylight breaks, Atheenon stalks, while the chat continues on with their talks. A howl rings out to pierce the day.
Hey, the wolves are howling.
Atheenon hopes his shot won't stray.
Very nice. Yeah, this, your favorite Long Dark game? Long Dark's favorite game, pick up sticks? Yes, it is. Yeah, hopefully May here is going to be a little better of a month. April was a lot of adjustment. But, you know, it takes a while. I've been ramping up my work hours, so I've gone from the 30, 35 a week to now I'm doing 45 to 50 a week. So it's taken a little while to kind of get adjusted to that. And I had my birthday this last weekend, so I was busy doing stuff with that. Hanging out with my friends and stuff, so, well, my friend. I don't have friends. I was hanging out with my friend. Yeah, I turned the big 5-5. The big 5-5er. I can now get my senior discount. I hope I can get my senior discount. I hope they give it to me. That'd be nice. Yeah, it's just another day. I've never been a big birthday person. I've always looked on birthdays as kind of an inconvenience. It's an inconvenience of having to live. That you have to keep having birthdays and get older. Kind of sucks. But you know, other people seem to like celebrating your birthday with you and wishing you happy birthday and stuff. So, I guess that's something. How am I doing? I sound tired? I'm always tired. I'm like the Hulk. What's my secret? I'm always tired. That's my secret. I'm always tired. I did get some good sleep in the other day, though, so. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tylea with 100 bits. Thank you so much. Yeah, manual labor in your 50s sucks. Yeah, it does. It's taken my body just a little while to get used to it more than anything. I've been out of the manual labor game for long enough that my body's just like, what the heck are you doing to me, son? So it's just taking a little while to break my body back into it. I can do it. I can do it. It's just, there's aches and pains I have that. Oh, that's okay, Tylee. That's why it's set up the way it is. There's just aches and pains that I have that I didn't have, 5-10 years ago. My hands hurt a little bit more now. My feet hurt a little bit more. It's the combo wombo that happens. Well, let's check our traps, see if we got any rabbits. What are we working on now? We are just trying to secure our food sources, Jordo. We got some food down at the Mountaineer's hut, which is great. Congratulations, times naturally passed for you to have a cake. I had a cake. My mom had a little birthday get together for us, which was nice. And she made a wonderful chocolate cake with that beautiful crispy crisp frosting on it that I like. So that was nice. And my friend and I went out for a nice Japanese steakhouse dinner, which was fun. No rabbits in traps. That is very weird. That is very weird. I'm in the manual roofing and can't do it anymore. Yeah, I probably couldn't do that anymore. Not to any sort of efficiency. Oh, what am I doing now? Oh, I just stock stuff at Amazon. I'm just an Amazon grunt. I'm a cog in the machine. I'm a cog in the machine, my friend. You know all that stuff you order off Amazon? I put it in bins that they pick it out of and sell it to you. So it first comes to me, and I gotta put it in a bin, and then it rolls around to the people who pull it out of the bins, and from there, it gets sent off to you. But no, it's a good job. I mean, Amazon treats us good. I mean, I got no complaints. I'm working what they call flex part-time, so I'm not technically even a full-time person. I'm working what's called flex part-time, where basically I get to set my hours every week, which I kind of like. Kind of makes me happy. I've got one piece of meat up here. One. Yeah, we definitely need to go and see if we get some other meat somewhere. But we're a little cold right now. Alright, we do have a little bit of cedar here, which is nice. Do you have anything else drying? Oh, we got stuff drying on the walls. Very nice. Very nice. Hey, I've been doing that for years. I stream on Twitch, Beastie. I've been on Jeff Bezos' teat for years. Now I've moved to the left teat. I was on the right teat before. Now I'm on the left. We've got 37 matches left. We should be good until we get to the until we get there. Thank you for packing up my air fryer. Well, see, I wouldn't actually be packing it, Soggy. So basically, the way it works at the place I work at, we do have a fire striker as well. Yeah, we got a 69 baby fire striker. So the way it works at the place I work at anyway, Soggy, is we get the raw, products in on big trucks. They get then unpacked and sorted and put into these yellow tubs. And then those yellow tubs get sent to me, and I take stuff out of the yellow tub and I put it into what's called a pod. Pods are about, I'd say they're about 8 or 9 feet tall. And they have holes in them that you put products, and each one of those holes has a label that's has a QR code and a number and a letter and everything. And so I put the stuff in those pods, and then those pods are run over to what we call pickers, and those pickers have another yellow tote that then your order is attached to that yellow tote, and it brings pods to that person to fill up your yellow tote. So say you ordered 3 things from Amazon, it would bring probably 3 different pods to them. They take one item out of one, put it in your tote, then move that on, take another item out, put it in the tote, and so on until they filled your order of whatever you ordered. Or it could just be one thing like your air fryer. And then that yellow tote gets sent down the conveyor line. And you got to remember, this place I'm working in is probably the size of about 5 football fields minimum. Then it's sent down the line to the packing area, where a person takes it out of the yellow tote and puts it in an appropriate box, and then slaps a little label on there that has a code that identifies it as your item. And then that box is taken down the line, sealed, and the little label on there is scanned, and the computer prints out a label for you and puts it on there, and then it's sent off to you. So it pretty much, Beastie. Yeah, pretty much. It gets sent around quite a bit. All right, so we've got some cedar in here. We've got the sticks. I can't believe I had no rabbits out there at all. That's really weird. I'm going to break down this cardboard box just so I want to. So yeah, it's quite the process. I mean, it's quite the process to get your package from the very beginning to the end. It's like, wow. It's like, dang. It takes a little while. Now, we could pass a few days with the food poisoning if we wanted to. Is that a rabbit that I see down there? Is that a rabbit I see before me? Oh, thank you for the toothpaste, tea, zip ties, printer paper. I thought zip ties was going to go in a completely different direction. Thanks for the zip ties, the duct tape, the shovel, the lime. Yeah, thanks for sending all that to me. I appreciate it. We call it the cover-up crime starter kit. Don't annoy half, otherwise you could just happen to take a seat on your next order. See, that's the thing, is I never see your orders. All I am doing is bringing in, is packing up product. And believe me, some of the stuff I've seen come through Amazon, holy moly macaroni. Holy moly macaroni. There's some wild stuff that comes through Amazon. Just the other day, in the same tote, there was a bondage swing and a big bottle of olive oil. I stocked those in the same place. I figured they were going out together anyway. The Jeffrey Dahmer special. But yeah, there was a bondage swing and a big thing of oil that came through. And I was like, alrighty then. Well, it's mostly sex stuff, Soggy. There's a lot of sex stuff. Actually, I think some of the funniest stuff I saw is we get a whole bunch of like coloring books and stuff, and there are these like adult anime. I never even knew these existed. They're like an adult anime coloring book. It's like sexy hentai servant girls or something. It's like, what the... I was like, what the frick? So, you know, of course I had to take a look. I had to take a look and see what it was. I mean, come on. You aren't just going to see something like that and go, I don't need to look at that. You're going to go, yeah, I want to see what the heck's going on with this thing. I've seen things, boys and girls. I've seen things. I can't unsee. Yeah, lots of sex toys, for sure. I think there was a double-headed, yeah, that just came in the other day. That was quite interesting, and usually the packaging on most of the adult stuff is pretty tame. They usually will wrap it in like a black wrap or something like that. This one is just right out there. I picked up the box and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I picked up the box and I'm like, what's this? And I scanned it to see, to see where it wanted me to put it in the pod. And I looked at what it was. I was like, oh. I looked down and I'm like, oh. Okay, I just thought that was like a U-shaped pink, divining rod or something. I don't know. The thing is, Beastie. Most of the stuff I get, it's not for guys. I'm going to be 100% with you. Most of the stuff that I see is not for guys. It's for the ladies. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying. Out of all the stuff I've stocked, I've seen one pocket, you know what I'm talking about, and I've seen probably 30 to 40 different variations on the old P. Most of the stuff is not for guys. So I'm just saying. I mean, the swing, that could have been for anybody. I mean, on one side it had a picture of a dude, on the other side it had a picture of a girl. So who knows? It could be for either. That's sort of an either or type thing. All right, we're gonna drop most of those there. There we go. I'm sure it's called Divine. I'm sure she called it Divine. Probably. So yeah, it's been interesting working there. I've seen things I cannot unsee at this point. But yeah. It's always funny though, because it's like certain items come together. The other day there was a very large black one that came through, and in the same tote there was also some certain cream that was there. And I was like, interesting. Maybe that's like a package order, Maybe it's a package order. Some days when I'm bored, I don't have anything better to do. I type in bizarre searches on Google and find multiple sites that are dedicated to it. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting, some of the pairings we get, Nice point to join the stream. Hey, Robster, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, Robster? I hope things are going good for you, man. Yeah, we're just talking about some of the wild stuff I've seen at Amazon. But hey, people have to get their goods and services somewhere, right? Just don't imagine what the people look like. Hey, I'm sure they are fine, upstanding citizens, Beastie. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with them whatsoever. And I'm saying that with all honesty. It takes all kinds, all shapes, all sizes, I am the furthest one from being judgy on that, so. Do I really want to sleep right now, or do I want to pass just a little bit of time before we sleep? Oh, I do need to drop that stuff. Drop. Nope. Didn't mean to drop that.
Like something is sapping.
Oh, shushabai. You're fine. Nothing sapping your strength. Drop you. Yeah, Stream Elms is pushing my Ath merch right now. What timing? What timing exactly? You can't get that from Amazon though. That's not an Amazon item. Wouldn't that be wild though if it was, and one day I actually stocked my own stuff? That would be wild. That would be absolutely wild if one day I actually stocked my own things. Now we're just gonna pass time for a little bit. There we go. Hey, there's all sorts of reasons for people's tastes and stuff. I'm not gonna judge Beastie. I mean, you can judge if you want. I have no problem with that. I'm not gonna judge him based on that. Do I think it's a little weird? Yeah, I think it's a little weird. But hey, you know, whatever gets you going, I guess. Alright, we're going to take a quick break because we got that ad break going. I didn't even notice that. There we go. It should be out now. Hey, you know, 50 Shades of Grey was popular for a reason. Don't know what that reason was, but it was popular for a reason. Let's see what the weather's like. It sounded like a blizzard. Yeah, that's a blizzard. That's a blizzard right there. All right, let's just go get a little more sleepity boos. Come on, blizzard, just blow over. Nope. Okay, what do we have for fuel? We've got 6 coal, we got that. Okay, let's just take a few more sticks. Yep, exactly. As long as you don't harm yourself or others, go to town. Go to town, do whatever you want. Don't really care. At least most that buy openly from Amazon are consenting. That is true. That is, wow. Okay, we hit the rabbit jackpot. I was like, I hope we have some food here soon. All right, we hit the rabbit jackpot, boys and girls. 1 rabbit, 2 rabbit, 3 rabbit, 4. Oh my goodness. Little blind mouse with the 64 months. Out here freezing my bum off. Thank you, Little Blind Mouse, for the 64-month-aroos.
Little Blind Mouse just resubscribed for 64 months. Hello,
right.
Greetings from Purgatory, Pennsylvania, lol.
From where? Purgatory? You're in Purgatory right now. Wait a second. You're in Purgatory? That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Evangelist, how you doing? Hello, hello. Jack Pistachio. 50 Shades was also for the ladies. Oh, yeah. Well, it all goes to the trope, Jack Pistachio. I can fix him. Why do you think that, I mean, and that's not every lady, but that's what drives that sort of thing. You know, that's why, you know, there's ladies who are like really into like serial killers and stuff. It's like they think, oh, well, I could fix him. He would give up that way of life if he had me around. It's like, no, he'd probably just kill you, darling. Sorry to tell you. Sorry to tell you, he'd probably do away with you. How to break aggro with Timberwolves? There is none. Once they have aggroed on you, there is none. The name A.N. Rogular was pretty wild. I don't get it. I'm that stupid. I am that dumb. I don't get that. I don't get it, Kenneth. I'm sure once you'll explain it to me, I'll be like, oh, I see. But I don't get it. I don't really get the whole BDSM thing. I know for some people it's like it's like they really love it and stuff. I don't get it. I know it's not I don't know. When does my shift start tonight? I don't actually have to work tonight, Hanus. Tonight I have off. Wednesdays I have off. So I don't have to work tonight. Thank goodness. Today is my Saturday. So no worky poo for me tonight. So we get to stream till the wee, well, not till the wee, because I have people I have to, you know, be kind to that live here as well. But we get to stream as long as we want to today. But how you doing, Hanus? I hope you're having a good one. But yeah, Evangelist, breaking aggro from Timberwolves, sleep. That's about the only way to do it. If you can get some sleep in, that will sometimes break the aggro. Some 7 Days to Die later on. Yep, we're gonna do some 7 days here in a little bit as well. So we've probably got another couple hours of Long Dark to do, and then we're gonna do some 7 Days to Die as well tonight. So we got both. She's the Vampire Chronicles author. The Vampire Chronicles. Was that the one? Was that the interview with the vampire and stuff? Was that Anne? Was that Anne Rice or? Okay, I'm confused. Maybe I'm thinking of a different Anne. I'm thinking of a different Anne. There's many Annes who write vampire stuff. Again, vampires. It's all I could fix him. If I was in his life, he would give up this. He would give up this blood-sucking thing because I would be so important that he would give it up for me. It's like, no, honey, he'd kill you too. Just saying. Just saying. He's dead. Oh, look, all the rabbits here. He would just be like, that's a tasty snack. Planet Crafter Dev Branch dropped First Moon this week. Might desert you later to see how it looks. Oh, nice, cool. I slept 9 hours, no more firewood, have some food left, so I guess I can wait some time or kill them. Running to the snowed cabin is probably too far. Yeah, other than just running, I mean, if you have a lit torch, they won't attack you. If you have a lit torch, they won't attack you. Unless you, of course, go right into them. But as long as you are, like, moving in a way that they are not close to you, they won't attack you as long as you have a lit torch. So I'd say that's your best option if you're trying to get somewhere. Now, if there's a blizzard, you're kind of screwed. That's why I'd say your best thing is always try to carry. I don't have any with me either. Always try to carry around at least one flare with you. Flares have become a lot more important, even if it's a blue flare. It's good to have it. She has so many pseudo names. Oh, totally. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know who you're talking about now. But yeah, always carry a flare around with you because that way, even in a blizzard, you can light the flare and fight them off. But yeah, unfortunately, you're kind of screwed. I wish Timberwolves despawn during blizzards, but they don't. Which is kind of frustrating, to be honest. Yeah, or have about 1,000 rocks, yeah. In theory, it's bedtime in the clinic, but because 1st of May is a holiday in Germany, it's fine to stay awake longer than usual today, so perfect timing to catch you streaming. Oh, that's great, Robstar. I'm happy for you. I hope you're feeling a little better, man. I got your message, and I really appreciate you leaving a message here, my friend. You only have 2 rocks, Evangelist? It's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Oh, there's my flare. See, I try to carry a flare with me. You have enough arrows, I'd say that's the best way to do it. Try to shoot them. Try to take them out. That's probably gonna be your best bet. Yeah, my hat's down to 50% now. I had a good day of a quarter to 11 and 81 degrees Fahrenheit in my room. Oh no. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, it's supposed to get up to, it's only supposed to get up to about 68 today. Now tomorrow, I believe, I know it's supposed to get up to 80 here one of these days this week. Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to get up to 80. Supposed to be the hottest day tomorrow is 80, and then it goes back down into the 60s, and then it starts warming up a little bit next week too, so. Howdy y'all, I'm down with a mild fever, but taking meds for, oh, Bad Boy Gamer, I hope you feel soon better, man. Oh, that sucks, I'm so sorry, buddy. I hope you start feeling better soon. Alright, let's just make a little bit of water, because why not? We need to get this blizzard to pass. I sort of want to pop up top and see if we can get a deer. That would be fabulous. Hey, we all gotta, you know, we all gotta take our moments, right, Evangelist? You'll get through, man. Hopefully. You got this, buddy. You can do it! Here in Northern Illinois, it was 85 last week in Illinois. Oh my goodness. There we go. It just passed. Alrighty. Nice. Alright, where are we at weight-wise? Okay, we're good weight-wise. We got a lot of water on us, but that's okay. Got 6 liters of water on us. Let's grab a little bit of meats. Yeah, the rabbits ain't gonna sustain us a whole lot, unfortunately. I mean, they're good, but you have to have quantity. So far this run, we have captured now... How many rabbits have we trapped? We've had 174 close encounters with wolves. 100... That's like more than 2 a day. And we've so far snared 106 rabbits. 106 rabbits so far. I don't even know if there's going to be a deer up top that we can hopefully scare into a wolf anyway. Well, I know Anne Rice, like she did the witching series or whatever because she was wanting to get away from vampires, which honestly, I love it when somebody has something that's really popular. Like, if I had something that was that popular, I would just lean into it and just be like, I'm good. I don't know, maybe that just, you know, is a weird mindset, but I always find it funny when people are like, oh, this thing's really popular and people love me for this. I hate it now, and I don't want to be associated with it anymore. And it's like, really? The thing that made you millions of dollars that everybody loves, that everybody wants to come see you for, you're like, no. I always thought that was kind of weird. Kind of weird. 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 We went over 20 already. Now it's back down to mid-teens. Looking forward to the warm soon. Yes, it will be nice. I like it too. So it's supposed to hit 95 to 98 this week. Oh my goodness, Hanus, that's going to be... What part of the country are you in again, Hanus? Where are you at again, Hanus? It's supposed to be that hot? Get out of here. Wait, you aren't supposed to run that way, you dork. You freaking dork. Where are you going? Oh, England, okay. That's kind of hot for England, isn't it? I mean, you guys are known for your rain and stuff. It's kind of hot for you guys. I know, I would milk it dry too, Kenneth. I would do it until nobody wanted me to anymore. I would do it until people were crying out for more stuff. Because I remember reading Anne Rice's, you know, interview with the vampire Lestat, and there were several other books of his of hers that I read as well, and yeah, I mean, I remember reading those, and that really got me into her other stuff as well, you know. Hey, stick. 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 which can become a stick. But hey, everybody's got to do what they want, you know? I mean, I loved a lot of her vampire books, though. Oh, geez, there he is. Okay. Come along, my friend. I don't know if there's a deer over here for you or not. Oh, Rachel Zegler will never recover. We will be making fun of her for the next 30 to 40 years. She'll never recover from her wackiness. I mean, you know, just like Will Smith will never recover from the slap, she'll never recover from this either. She's pretty well doomed at this point. And it's a doom of her own making, too. I have no sympathy for her whatsoever. Yeah, Big Willie kind of made a fool of himself. Where are you going, dear? Dear, where are you going? I have a friend who wants to meet you. Well, she's just a very... Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Go right to him. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Good puppy. Go get him. Go get him. Good puppy. Good puppy dog. Good boy. Good puppy doggy. Wonder how many people still pick up a book and read, rather than read a book online. Oh, I do all the time. I cannot stand reading books online.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, you know, I hear people, you know, with Will Smith, they're like, hey, you know, you don't know what he's gone through, and you know, it's like you can make excuses for him, but at the same time, when you stand up and you slap somebody, you've made a conscious decision to do it. I mean, it's your choice. It's your you know, it's your burden to bear at that point. It's not like you can go, he made me do it, you know, or anything like that. You know, Jack, we've gotten pretty good at it now. When you're first trying to get wolves to hunt your food for you, it's really tough. It's really tough. But once you get used to it, it's not so bad. Okay, we got 36 minutes on that stuff. Let's do 36 minutes of harvesting here. Not only did she dunk on the source material, but her personality is just unlikable. Yeah, it just is. It just is. You know, and that's the thing. Yeah, excuses don't make it right. Exactly. You can have all the excuses in the world. It's still a wrong action to take. And you know, maybe, you know, legitimately he felt offended by it or whatever, but honestly, it was still the wrong thing. Violence is never the answer. It never is. Now, sometimes violence has to be the solution, but it's never the answer. Oh, look at that beautiful deer meat we got there. Okay, it seems like the fire's holding. It just got burnt out there a little bit. Let's add a couple more sticks to it. Oh no! And then it just blew it right down again. Son of a bee sting. Alright, we may have to come up and harvest this guy later. I mean, you know, you gotta, you know, hand it to Chris, though, for just kind of, you know, being restrained in that moment. Because, honestly, if Chris had hauled off and punched him back, I don't think there's anybody that would have blamed him for doing it. But, at the same time, it was a classy move on his part, and I think it endeared him more to you know, it endeared him more to everybody than what Will did, so... Gonna keep making some sticks here. We're gonna slowly but surely harvest this guy if we can. Wish Hinterland made a pillow so I can sleep with them. Like now are you talking about like a pillow, like a body pillow, or a just like a pillow, like a head pillow, like something you could something you could just a pillowcase type pillow. Or are you talking about like a Hinterland body pillow? That would be actually kind of cool. Keep you warm and snuggly at night. A full body, yeah. Hey, there you go. Hey. No shame in the game, man. No shame in the game there. I get it. I get it. Looks like the wind has died down, so I think I will put the extra piece of coal on there this time. And we're going to take his hide. But yeah, I mean... That whole Rachel Zegler Snow White thing was failed. It was going to fail the moment that all happened, because it just turned so many people off, and there was just no coming back from it. I think the only thing they could have done is they could have fired her. And that's, I think, about the only thing they could have done to make it better. Plus, just trying to get us to believe that she was more beautiful or fairer than Gal Gadot is just like, it's like, really? Sorry. That just doesn't track. I mean, you can pretend that's true, but it doesn't make it true. Because Gal Gadot is absolutely gorgeous. And she makes Rachel Zegler look like a little girl. I mean, Rachel Zegler is pretty in her own way. I don't think she's like ugly or anything. It's just, you know, when you think of Snow White, you just think that, you know, the witch had to have something to be jealous of, and with Snow White, with Rachel Zegler, she has nothing to be jealous of. Not a thing. Well, hello, Mr. Wolfie. He's like, you stole my deer, you bastard. Yes, I did. Get out of here. Forget about it. Gal is just very beautiful. She is. She's just a very she's a very elegant looking. I think even beyond beauty, Miss Candela, I think she has a certain air of elegance about her looks. Ziegler has more of a girl next door kind of look, which is still beautiful in its own way, but Gal Gadot just has sort of there's just a presence about her that's there, that's just palatable, basically. There's gonna be a wolf down here waiting to bite my butt, isn't there? Yeah, he's right below the rope. You little turd. He's just waiting down here. He's like, come on down, Atheenon. The water's fine. Yeah, ideal face shape. Yeah, I mean, as far as like conventional beauty, she definitely has that. Another wolf I have to bop. Boop. Get out of my way. Forget about it. Yeah, it made about 200 million worldwide. Yeah, Snow Brown did not do that well. Did not do that well.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
Snow Brown and the... Well, and that movie was plagued by more than just that. I mean, other than Peter Dinklage, every dwarf actor I've seen that has come out has been rather pissed that they could not get jobs for that movie. I think Brad Williams said it the best. Brad Williams, by the way, if you've never seen Brad Williams, he's hilarious. He's like the one job that we're qualified for, that we undisputably have the it's our role is to play the dwarves in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and you take that away from us. You basically taking money out of our pockets because of what? Because Peter Dinklage said, you know, some weird stuff and was like, you know, it's like Peter Dinklage opened the door for more dwarf actors to be employed, and then promptly slammed it behind himself. Is pretty much what it comes down to. I've seen that meme going around as well. And since when has being a dwarf been like, what I don't see the stigma around that. I mean, I'm sure at one point in time, dwarfism was very a stigmatized thing where it was kind of, I don't know, looked down upon or whatever. But look at some of the I mean, that one show that involved the farm that's actually really near where I live. Small big world, small people, big world, or whatever it was huge. I mean, Peter Dinklage in Game of Thrones, huge. He is probably most people's favorite character in that show. I mean, there's nobody out there going, Warwick Davis in Willow. I mean, there's nobody out there going, dwarf people are horrible and evil and bad things should happen to. I mean, there's nobody out there saying that. It's called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The Seven Dwarfs, and it's funny because I watched that Peter Dinklage episode, and I think Peter Dinklage was a little drunk when he was doing it. But he was referencing how they lived, you know, it stigmatized them because they lived in a dark, dank mine or something. It's like, no, they were miners by trade. They were rich because they mined gems and stuff. They lived in a beautiful little cottage. Sure, their cottage was it was a bachelor pad. I mean, you know, it was a bachelor pad. It was kind of messy, probably. But at the same time, they lived in a cottage. They didn't live in a mine. They worked in a mine, and they loved working in a mine, and it was, like, really good for them. Because they made a lot of money. They were rich. They were rich off that mine. I don't think they were doing too bad. They own property, you know? What the heck? Let's go ahead and eat a piece of meat. There's some people who are just looking for something to be offended of and on the behalf of others. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. And a lot of times those others are not offended at all. They actually have, a lot of times the people that they're getting offended for have a pretty decent sense of humor and just laugh at it, if anything. If anything, they just kind of point and laugh at it and go, yeah, it's kind of hilarious. Yeah, well, there'll always be people out there like that. He was 3 people in Harry Potter. That takes an enormous amount of talent to be more than one character. Warwick Davis is like, I mean, I remember growing up, Willow was one of my favorite movies. And I mean, look at all the little people that were in that. Look at all the dwarf actors that got jobs out of Willow. There were tons of them. And Warwick Davis in that was like the big hero. He was Willow. He was the titular character. Wizard of Oz had hundreds. Yep. They ruined Hitchhikers. Hitchhikers was one that's really hard to adapt. Look at the dwarves in Tolkien. Yeah. Well, and it's funny because I don't know if you've ever watched Once Upon a Time, but Once Upon a Time sort of did the same thing that Tolkien did with dwarves. Dwarves are not like what we think of dwarves. Dwarves are usually about 4 foot to about 4 to 5 feet tall. Yes, they're short, but they're also very stout. You know, they're a very stout race of people. In the fantasy genre. I think modern dwarfism is closer to what they would consider to be like halflings. If you know, if you had to compare it to something else, I'd say it's closer to like what a halfling would be. But But yeah, Tolkien's dwarves were pretty, I mean, they were badass. Tolkien's dwarves were like some of the best hunters in the world, and our best warriors in the world. Oh, we are completely tired, so I guess we can sleep. I like the Evil Queen most. Yeah, oh, I did too. Regina was great. Regina was awesome. Yeah, I thought Once Upon a Time was a great series up until about the fifth season or so. It did fall off. The first few seasons of it were really good. It did kind of fall off. They kind of went off the rails. I think the first time I think they went off the rails was when they introduced Frozen to the thing. You know, it was more of a response to, hey, Frozen is really popular right now, so let's put it into Once Upon a Time. And they actually introduced Meg and Hercules and stuff, which I thought was cool, but then they were done with them way too quickly. They were out of the series. Just, you know, Hades and Hercules and Meg were just, they didn't use them like they should have. So I loved Hades being in it, but yeah, he just wasn't used enough, and they should have brought Meg and Hercules into it and stuff. It just wasn't as popular. So. Vernon Troyer was 2'8". God rest his soul. Yeah, Vern was awesome. We'll get all our meat arranged here. We got to arrange our meat, boys and girls. The meat must be aligned. It must be nice and neat. I'll eat some of my rabbits. At least we got that deer, so that's good. We got the deer, so that's nice. But yeah, Once Upon a Time, the first like 4 or 5 seasons were really good. I like the Hook. I liked Hook. I liked the sort of stuff they brought in with him, with Peter Pan. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, my favorite character out of the whole thing, I'd say would either be the Queen or Rumple. I would probably say Rumple is probably my favorite character. The guy, the Robert, I think is Robert Carlyle. Oh man, his portrayal of Rumpelstiltskin was freaking amazing. He just is such a great actor as far as his range, and he had to play so many different roles with playing Rumpelstiltskin as the father who had the limp and had no power, and then playing him as the Dark One. He just did an amazing job with that role. And he's just such a good actor beyond measure. And the guy who played Regina was really good too. The guy who played Regina was awesome. So yeah, he is awesome, and he was in Stargate Universe. Unfortunately, it never really took off real well, but yeah, he was in Stargate Universe as well, and he did a really good job in that. I wish Stargate Universe had more time. They basically ditched it because the ratings weren't there, unfortunately. Yeah, it started getting better. The first season was a lot of setup with Stargate Universe, and then it started to get better towards the end, but it was very slow. It was slower. It was more, they were more trying to go with a slow burn build-up, whereas Stargate sort of had some overarching stuff, but Stargate had very episodic type feel to it, where every week you kind of got satisfied. And I think that's where the universe kind of failed, is they were trying to do a grand sweeping story with it, and the Stargate audience was not used to like that story. Yeah, Atlantis I think was the peak, honestly, of Stargate. If I had to pick a best point of Stargate, I think Atlantis hit all the marks as far as it had a good story, overarching story, and then it also had great episodic stuff as well, which kept you engaged the whole way through. And so I think Atlantis sort of was the peak of it, and Atlantis had Jason Momoa. Ladies, am I wrong? It had Jason Momoa. Come on. It had the Momoa Man. It had the Mimosa Man in it. These rabbits are tiny. I'm catching the babies now. But yeah, Stargate Atlantis did really good. I think Stargate Atlantis, it ended a little odd. It wasn't, you know, the Michael storyline. I wasn't that. Michael was kind of like a weird addition to it. I thought it was interesting, but it was also like they just kept using it all the time. Have I summited? Yes, we did summit already. We got our Fire Striker at 69%. Picked up a bunch of matches while we were up there. We did get our coats while we were up there as well. So yeah, we did do the summit run. Yeah, I was sad when Atlantis ended. It ended very abruptly. I know there was a lot of turmoil towards the end of Atlantis, as far as like production and them wanting to move in a different direction and a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it did end a little bit suddenly. It was sort of like I kind of look at the end of Atlantis sort of like the end of Voyager, Star Trek Voyager. It just was a very weird ending. It just didn't make, to me, it didn't make a lot of sense why they ended it the way they did. But it's like, okay, I guess they had to wrap it up somehow. Stargate Atlantis first season, second season disappointed. The second season was a little bit weaker for sure, Kenneth. I liked where they took. I mean, there was a lot of great stories that they did with Stargate Atlantis. A lot of things that I really liked that they explored, especially with McKay and the Doctor. I liked a lot of this. I liked a lot of the side character stuff that they explored in Atlantis. Once the main gal, what was her name? She was so good as sort of the leader of the expedition. The gal who played Weaver, I can't remember what her name was, but she did a great job. Yeah, Carson and Rodney, their whole thing was just amazing. But the gal who played Weaver did a great job. And once she kind of like, it's sort of like, I call it the Jack effect, because once she kind of left the show or kind of faded into a more of a role where she was like an administrator, and so you saw her every once in a while, I just kind of, I wasn't that excited about it anymore. I liked it when she was kind of in charge. just like when, you know, Richard Dean Anderson took a step back, and, you know, not that I love Ben Bowder and Claudia. Tori Higgins, yes. I love Ben Bowder and Claudia, but at the same time, they can't replace Shepard and them. I understand why they did it. I understand why he did it. It wasn't the same. It's sort of like, you know, with The Office, when Steve Carell left The Office, it suffered. It wasn't the same show anymore. And I don't think it had the same voice that it had when Steve Carell was involved in it. It just wasn't the same show. There's lots of shows like that, you know, that when they have major shakeups in the cast, it substantially changes the show. And it doesn't mean that it becomes bad or anything. It just makes it different. It's now a different show than it was before. All right, so we have some stuff up here still that we're curing. We got the hides, the guts. Let's grab these hides and take them down with us. Cured gut there. Cured. Okay, cured gut there and there. Cured gut there. Those are fresh still. Alright, so that's all cured. That's curing. Alright, I think we're ready to go. I think we're ready to go back down to the Mountaineer's hut. Oh, I still have pain. Pain. I still have pain. I'm going to take that drink. Teal'c was awesome. I mean, when Michael Shanks left the show, it was a big blow, because he was Daniel Jackson. He was Daniel Jackson at that point. It took a little bit. It took me a little while to get into him as Daniel Jackson, but once I had him in my mind as Daniel Jackson, that he was great. He was like he was the voice of reason to Jack's like kind of gung ho. To Jack's gung ho, let's blow it up type stuff. You started to dislike him? Oh, just like Daniel Jackson, the guy who played Shanks, the guy who played Daniel Jackson? You was kind of glad he disappeared? Hey, Luna Snow Princess, thank you for the raid. See, I missed Daniel when he left. I like the guy that they got to replace him. He was cool. But, again, it's one of those where I had mixed feelings about him leaving. I did. Thank you for giving Luna Snow Princess a shout out there. Last playing some Gears 5. Go check out Luna Snow Princess. Let's make sure I'm following you too. He was very negative and tried to talk down. Oh, so was it more of a... Okay, I don't know why, Luna Snow Princess. I have not followed you yet, but now I am. So there you go. So was it more of a personal thing, a personal issue? Gotcha. The stream's going good. We're rocking it with a little bit of Long Dark right now. We're going to be ripping into some 7 Days to Die here in a couple of hours. But we are trying to get through our days in the Long Dark right now. Ooh, we got a rabbit here. Ribbity Rabs. Oh! Did you see that throw? Did you see that? See that throw? That was a good throw. That was a good throw. That was a swing and a miss. Remember back in the day when when Frank Burns' character left, it just killed the series for me. I didn't watch the episode after that. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is like, and I understand it. Characters exit and leave shows for various reasons, and there will always be some people who are upset by them leaving. There will be some people who are like, I don't care. I tend to be one of those that I get kind of involved with the characters, and I feel bad when they go. I don't like it when characters change like that, especially ones that I really like. Almost Stone Age Sniper, yeah, almost Pavella. Well, and you also had, you had the change of a lot of characters. My favorite episode is when Shepard was on his way home, went through the gate, and found himself 10,000 years in the future. They had a lot of good stories on Stargate Atlantis, Miss Candela. I love the one where the shuttle got jammed in the gate. Remember that one where it got jammed in the gate? And the other one I really loved was the one where McKay got trapped underwater and had visions of Samantha. That one was hilarious. That one was great. Not only did it bring Samantha Carter back into the show, which, come on, it's Samantha Carter. Hubba, hubba, hubba. Hubba, hubba, Samantha Carter. By the way, she was in, what was that show she was in? The one where she, Sanctuary. Loved her in Sanctuary, too. Samantha is a star. She is. But, yeah. That was a great episode. I love that one, because McKay, like most of us, had a huge crush on Samantha. And yeah, you know, if I was gonna die in a shuttle, I would probably start hallucinating her too. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying, I'd probably start hallucinating her too. Especially if that shuttle's underwater and you can sort of have the the whole you could have the whole wet shirt thing going on, you know. You know, she had 9 spontaneous. Oh wow. Oh jeez. So she miscarried 9 times. Holy crap! That had to be rough. I can't. That's wow. Yeah, some gals just have a hard time having kids. I mean, you know. Couldn't even talk about it to anyone. Yeah. Had to do the show no matter what. That is rough. Rough. Let's drink a little. Oh, we still have a Ribbity Rabbit to... Let's harvest him up real quick. Then I'm going to drop the rabbit. I'm not going to harvest the rest of them. I don't need the rest of them. So the episode of the Nice Guy Planet. What was the name? What was the name? Ashen People. All right, let's just throw down. Oop. I didn't mean to do that. I walked right into that. I didn't mean to do it. I meant to just make it here. There we go. Oh, when they did the one to make the people... Oh, okay. I remember that. Okay, I remember the episode you're talking about. Yeah. Yes, now that you've put that in there, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. They did the vaccine where the humans got infertile. Yep, I remember that. Yeah, that probably had to be tough for her to do. I can imagine. I love the episode of speaking of SG-1. I love that episode where they had the where Jack was aging, where it was everybody lived for 1 day or for 7 days or 28 days or something. They basically lived for like a month and then died. And Jack was aging super quick. That episode was wild. Basically, it had been set up as a Goa'uld, like, yeah, he got so grumpy. Yeah, it had been set up as like a Goa'uld experiment, just to sort of genetically see where humans would get if you shorten their lifespan, figuring they would evolve quicker or evolve differently to see what the evolution would have, you know, to sort of force evolution. I thought that was wild. Yeah, Jack got real grumpy during that one. He turned into a grumpy old man. I empathize with him. One where he's super smart for the... Oh, yeah. Where he's, yes, exactly. Well, you know, Honora, I never took it as Jack being dumb. Jack, to me, never... He wasn't book smart. But Jack had a worldview very different than MacGyver's. MacGyver's worldview was very, you know, he didn't like using guns. He believed in trying to find, you know, a more non-violent solution to situations. But in a lot of ways, Jack and MacGyver shared, you know, similar type views on things. As far as I like Miss Candela saying, you know, Jack was blunt and honest. I think MacGyver was pretty blunt and and honest as well. And they both shared that. And it's just that they took different ways of getting, you know, Jack had a very much more street smart, shoot first, ask questions later type attitude. And MacGyver was more of a, I'll ask the questions first and I'll only use this as a last resort if I have to. But he didn't like guns at all. You know, he always tried to find another solution. Okay, did I just walk by the cave? I did walk right by the cave. What a maroon. I just literally just walked right by it. Like, doty-do, dozy-dotes and the maresy-dotes and little lambsy-divey. Alright, there's nothing in here. Jack gets straight to the bottom line fast. Yes, he could. But I think Jack was smart. I remember back in the days we made fun of MacGyver, but after I saw all the shows of SG series, I grew fond of him. See, I loved MacGyver. MacGyver was one of my favorite shows growing up. It really, truly was. The MacGyver took a turn. Once MacGyver wasn't wearing his combat boots anymore, the series wasn't as good. Once he went from his lace-up combat boots to tennis shoes, the series kind of started to go downhill. But the original MacGyvers were amazing, and it made me fall in love with Richard Dean Anderson as an actor too. So, big fan. Now, supposedly there's a moose over here somewhere. I sort of want to see if I can get eyes on the moose. I heard him. Oh, there he is. He's way down at the end. Yeah, he's way down there. It's just this area I've not really explored a whole lot since the change in animals. It looks like the moose mainly hangs out down there. Got a few mushrooms here. Oh, there's a little rabbit. There's a wibby wabbit. A widow wabbit. Mayborn was interesting, hard to play too. What you never understood, though. Yes. Why in the world did they kill Carson? He had to leave the show. He was going to leave the show one way or the other, and they wanted him to have a good end, I guess. Yeah, the guy. I believe the gentleman who was playing him had some other commitment or something. He was leaving the show for some reason. I forget what it was, but they were writing him out of the show, and I think. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I think he asked them to kill his character off. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, there's another burdock root. Nice. Oh, I don't have my pry bar. Okay, we're going to have to come back here. He did come back. I think there was some regret on his part. I don't know. I'd have to look back into it. I did a dive on that one time and looked into it because I was kind of frustrated by that too. I was kind of pissed that they killed Carson off. I really liked Carson a lot. I mean, it's a bold move. It was a bold move. You got to admit that. It's always a bold move to kill off a beloved character. I mean, to be honest, I was pissed when they killed off Wash and killed off. I was pissed when they killed off Wash and killed off Book in the Firefly movie, but I get it. I think I was more Book. I hate that they sort of did it off camera. They just found him dying basically. And Wash, I wish they had just done the deaths a little bit better if they were going to kill him, but they just kind of, like, axed him. Hey, Badass Weevil, how you doing? Hello. Excuse me, Wolfie boy. I have sticks I have to pick up. Don't you see I'm doing something important here? I've got sticks to pick up. I can't be bothered with you. My vision is blurry. My vision is impaired. I cannot see. He's mad I'm taking his sticks and not throwing them for him? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, killing Carson off was pretty wild. Let's see. His character reenters in season 4 and 5 as a clone created by Michael. Yeah, the fans' reaction to it was crazy. I thought there was a reason. I thought there was a reason they did it. Either there was a contractual dispute, there was some reason that it happened. Another wolf's gonna be mad at me now because I have more sticks that I'm keeping from him. He's gonna be pissed. He's gonna be pissed. I think we need to do some fishing and get some more fish. I hate to do it, but I think we need to get some more fish. I hear you, Mr. Wow, I brought you all the way over from there, didn't I? I cannot wait to get to Pleasant Valley. I'm so done with this zone. I'm so tired of this zone.
Sunset. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
Got 83 sticks. Hey, Gabriel, how you doing? Trouble with main characters on the long-running TV series. They get typecast, and so that when their egos tell them to quit, they find out they have nothing waiting for them. Yeah, well, I mean, look at all the, other than George Clooney, look at all the actors and actresses from ER that quit. For those of you who remember ER back in the day, I know. Do you remember ER from back in the day? For those of you who remember ER, remember all the actors and actresses that quit that show because they were like they were wanting to pursue their acting careers. Noah Wiley was in that. Anthony Edwards was in that. I mean, he was Goose in Top Gun, but what else has he been in? That of note. That, you know, I'm sure he's been in other stuff. What was who was the guy, the real, I mean, you know, sure, George Clooney did something. You know, but yeah, Noah Wiley was in it. Juliana Margulies, I remember her leaving, going, "I'm gonna be a big actress somewhere." Yeah, no, you weren't a big actress. Nobody knows you, Juliana. I know you've probably been in stuff, but out of the entire group there, really, George Clooney's the only star. All the rest got a few jobs here and there, and that was it. None of them are as big as stars as they were hoping to be. They just all thought, oh, we're in ER, it's really popular, so we're gonna go do other stuff and get off of ER. What zone is my favorite? It's hard to camp in any region. Stay in a region for 50 days. What's my favorite zone, Raz? My favorite zone in the game is Hush River Valley. It still is. Even after all this time, Hush River Valley is still my favorite zone in the entire game. I love, love, love Hush River Valley. It is such a great zone. That's what she said, Beetleby. I do need to make a few. I do need to make a couple other traps, and I need to go check my traps here as well. So let's grab a few guts here. Take our reclaimed wood. Nope, I don't want to break that down. Oh, actually, did I have another? I have another. I do have another burdock root. Yes, we got to go back and get that burdock root, boys and girls. Because we can make another prepper's pie. Let's do it. We can make another prepper's pie. We already have a prepper's pie out here. We put our pie out here to cool on the cool on this. It's at 9% now. Our pie's not doing so good. Our pie's not doing so good, man. Oh, I still have the sprain. We'll go out and find that later. Okay. Doopity boopity boo. Do I have any cloth left at all? I think I have a little bit of cloth. I've got 2 cloth. Got 2 cloth left in the entire region. So we'd have to decide what we're gonna do with that cloth. All right, let's craft up a couple of snares. We'll probably I probably will take these snares up to another place. Noah Wiley has been in a bunch of stuff, but he's not. It's mostly been TV stuff. I don't think he became, because I think most of them left the show because they thought they were going to be big movie stars. They thought, oh, back then, you got to remember when ER first came out. When was that? 1994. Movies were where the money was. You didn't make a lot of money on the small screen. You made the money on the big screen. Now it's kind of changed. You make pretty good money on the small screen as well. The big screen is not as big of a deal anymore. But back then it was all everybody wanted to be a movie actor. They all wanted to be in the movies. It's down to his last P, yes. The prepper's pie is down to the last P. Okay, so my hat, could I repair that back up to 100%? Oh, actually, let's grab a piece of cloth. Pretty silly since episodes mean more steady income. Yeah, well, and back then seasons, now it's like a season of television's 8 episodes. Back then, a season was 25, 30 episodes. Thank you, Patty, for the 9 months. Our Twitch baby has arrived. The child support check is in the mail. Thank you so much for that 9 months sub. Why do I carry so many torches, Raz? I have no weapons. I have no weapons on me.
Just resubscribed for 9 months.
So I need to carry the torches because it's my only defense against wolves. Oh, is that cured? That is cured. How about you, buddy? You having a good day? I bet you are. I bet you're having a good day. All right, let's throw that maple into here. We have enough to make a travois. We could make a travois. I don't think that's a bad idea. Do I need anything to make the travois? Like a tool? No, workbench, maple, guts, deer hide. Yeah. I can make a travois. I think we'll do that tomorrow. We need the deer hide. We need the guts. And we need 4 maple. There we go. That'll just help us carry stuff around. All right, Beetleby, have a good one. We'll see you later on. Yeah, the reason I keep so many torches is because you need them later on down the road. You need them to keep the wolves at bay because it's my only protection right now. I don't have any weapons, and I won't have any weapons till like after day 200. So we gotta sort of keep ourselves keep ourselves secret, and keep ourselves safe. Was that all my water? No, that's fine. Okay, good. All right, Beetlebee, we'll see you later on, buddy. Oh, shoot. Okay, we didn't die. Okay, it's still warm. Okay. God, if a blizzard had come up, we could have been screwed. We could have been so screwed. Let's eat a little fish, because that'll give us a little bit of vitamin C. And we'll top ourselves off with a little rabbit meat.
Looks like I survived another night.
You did survive another night. Huzzah! Top ourselves off a little water here. Did I throw the... Okay, I threw the snares in there. Okay. Oh, I have 3 more cloth in here. Okay. So we do have 3 more cloth in there. Oh, I bet I'm saving that for, like, fish traps. And I'm saving that reclaimed wood for more snares. Although every time a snare breaks, I get back the reclaimed wood. So I guess I don't need to save the reclaimed wood. We do have 2 arrowheads, which is kind of nice. And I got a couple acorns. I do want to make the travois, though. Wait, what am I missing? Oh. I do need a knife or hatchet to make it. Never mind. Never mind. I was thinking I didn't need a tool to make it, but I do. Yeah. Boo. That sucks. Okay, we got a lot of stickety-boos on us. I'm going to grab even more stickety-boos. We're going to go out and do a little fishing. A little wishing on the fishing. Let's see what other fuel we have here. I'm going to grab a little bit of coal. And a couple pieces of cedar. There we go. How many days left in T-Wolf? We have right now about 20 days left. 21. It'll hit 20 today. So we are over halfway there. Let's go see if we got any ribbity rabs in our trippity traps. We got a couple rabbits and we have a broken trap as well. Or is that trap is that snare? It had a rabbit in it. Nope, that one's ruined. Okay. By the way, for the rabbit achievement, you get credit for the rabbit kill even if you don't go get the rabbit. As long as you're in the zone and the trap springs and gets a rabbit, you get credit for the rabbit kill. Am I excited for Long Dark Tube? Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for Black Frost. Black Frost is going to be awesome. I am super duper excited for Black Frost. No. No. Mr. Wolfie, I say no to you, sir. I say no, Mr. Wolfie boy. I wonder if I can put rabbits on the wall. I wonder if that's a possibility. I've never tried it. We should try it. A new zone? Well, we'll be into Pleasant Valley in about 20 game days. About 20 days. Yeah, they're good-sized rabbits. I wonder how they'll handle learning and waiting since you would all skip time. It's probably going to have completely different systems, Raz, would be my guess. My guess is it'll probably have completely different systems for crafting, cooking, doing activities like that. If it's going to be, especially since it's going to be multiplayer, I don't see them keeping the same systems they already have. All right. I'm curious to try something out. Oh my god, you can do it. Whee! Buddy's on the wall. I love it. There we go. Oh yeah, multiplayer is all the rage these days. Multiplayer is what everybody wants. Hey, I got a question for you. I'm trying to complete my first mission from Sutherland, and I've searched all 9 abandoned caches. Haven't found the loose brick stash yet. Okay, so I'm not a real one to. You know, Alex, I have never done the quest. From what I've heard is that you have to look for the. I've heard it's very hard on Interloper, period, because you don't have the you don't have the normal symbols that you do, or the normal caches that you do on the other stuff. But from what I've heard, you have to look for where the vines are coming in. Like where the vines are coming in will determine the ones that you can access and use. I'm just gonna put you right there. I'm gonna take, let's see, that heavy hammer. $37, $78. I think we'll just use this one till it's done. Or we could use our pry bar. It's at 89. We'll do that. So yeah, I believe when you're in there, you know, there'll be places where the vines come through and the bricks are kind of poked out. Those are the places to look. But if you're on Interloper, I've heard it's really hard to figure out which bunker it is because it's not super obvious which one it is. Got some ruined peaches. Makes me sad. My old millflower's at 20%. The game would be fun with friends, but the loneliness would be lost. Yes, it definitely there's positives and negatives to playing it with friends for sure. I personally would miss the loneliness of it. I personally would. I think Black Frost is going to be great for that though. I think Black Frost is going to be really nice for that sort of experience, for sure. All right, we got our traps. They're all getting low. Well, I think Black Frost will be playable alone. I just think it'll be one of those where you can play it alone, but you'll have a much more full experience if you play it with others. Come on. Yeah, Gregory, that's something that somebody showed me how to do, putting the stuff up on the walls like that. Alex, you aren't doing anything wrong. In trying to find the bunkers. I'm curious to see how that's going to work out for us as well, because I don't know exactly how to do it either. Oh, it's a stick fire, baby. We've been picking up sticks forever, so. There we go. Trailer had 2 characters in which I presume is story mode. I'm assuming, yeah. I usually put a fish hole on either side. And I let those fish while I fish in here. Bashrobe released a video where he explained everything about the trader, including how to find the bunkers on Interloper. Oh, there you go. Do you happen to, Robstar, do you happen to have a link to Bashrobe's video? Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, Bashrobe comes out with great stuff. Bashrobe Trader. Long Dark Trader Guide. I got it. I got it. I'm going to put that link right here. So there is the link to Bashrobe's video right there. That is his trader video. It's about, what, 25 minutes long and goes into all stuff concerning traders. So and I guess it shows you how to find the. I'm gonna have to go check that out myself. One thing I really want in Black Frost is the actual building interiors where you can see outside. Very nice VFX for when the snowflakes land on the windows. Yeah, that'd be really nice. I would like that too. I think that'd be really cool. You're talking like you don't actually zone into buildings. You actually just enter a building and you can still see outside. Actually, you know what? Let's just fish this hole. Let's see, what do we have on us right now? Okay, so I'm gonna put my 50% hook away. See, look at that. Both those just sprung up like almost immediately. That's why fishing, when you're fishing with fish traps, it's almost pointless to fish normally because your fish traps are going to spring super quick. So I'm just going to put those down on all 3 holes. Whoa! The trailer had one worry, the bandit scene. I hope no big firefights and shooting humans. That just seems so basic and boring. We're lonely survivors in a dead world, not FPS numbers. Yeah. I hope that is not something we're going to be facing a lot of either. Bleak John with a 59 volts. Rather have low expectations of Black Frost Morwood? Well, I think it's better to have the low expectations and go in with lower expectations and maybe be
John
surprised.
Just resubscribed for 59 months. At a bear high, at a bear high.
Thank you for that 59 months there, Bleak John. Appreciate that very, very much, my friend. But I get the hesitation, Morwood. Morwood, I believe you're right to be skeptically, pessimistic about it. I don't think it's a bad stance to take. I have my own doubts a little bit. One thing Hinterland is not the best at is, sticking to, certain time frames and stuff. They're not the best at it, so I would be cautiously optimistic. But very, very heavy on the cautious, though. Forgot I had all this rabbit to cook up, too. Now, of course, if I was fishing, it would just, like, bing! Yeah, I don't know about the fighting other humans part. I see, that's one thing I love about the Long Dark, is the Long Dark, in many ways, is super unique to other survival games. Most other survival games, there's some element of human interaction that you're either fighting with or competing with other people for resources. In the long dark, there's just not that many resources for you to compete with anybody on, and there's nobody to compete with them on because it just is. Okay, these are not springing at all. Oh, you sprung. Okay, interesting. He's a golden eye.
I'm a little golden eye. Golden eye, golden eye. Now, golden eye was a shooter. I don't want it to be a shooter. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew. No shooters for us, my friend. No shooter McGavins here.
Yeah, no shooters for us. None whatsoever, please. Hey, there we go. There we go. Let's get you down. Yeah, I mean, the world itself is cruel enough. I mean, that's the thing with the Long Dark, is the world itself is a cruel world, and I like that. All right, so the Golden Eye, I'm not actually going to do anything with him. I'm going to just harvest him up. He'll give me 5 fishing bait. Yeah, if it's a shooter, I'll probably not be that interested in playing it. I don't play Long Dark to be a shooter. I play Long Dark to explore. And for me, the Long Dark is, I mean, the Long Dark is a survival game first and foremost. But for me, the Long Dark is mainly about exploring. That's what the Long Dark is to me. Is the Long Dark is a exploring, and discovery type game to me, and that's the thing I love about it. Is it's just such an expansive world to explore and investigate, and you know, you deal with the wildlife and stuff, but that's just part of it. Boop-a-boo. Boopy doodles. Golden looks more like bait to me. Yes, the golden eye is bait. He is a bait boy. He's a bait boy. Ooh. That's the one thing I've had a hard time doing lately is sleeping. My sleep has been very tenuous at best, which has made it kind of hard. Made life a lot harder than it has been, that's for sure. But I think that's just increased physical activity, too. Clip on Discord friend. Oh, thanks. All right, let's crack that ice open. And then we'll put some bait on it this time. There we go. See, now we're baiting the hook. I bought it because I thought it would be surviving tough weather and finding food and exploring nature. But it changed a lot. Yeah, well, it has. I mean, it has changed a lot. You know, the move to the survival mode has changed the game quite a bit over what it originally was. Is that a blizzard starting? It might be. It just looks like it just looks like it's it just looks like it's a little bit of snowy weather.
It's just snow, Atheenon. Don't worry about it. I'm Billy the Bass, and I'm here to tell you it's going to be a great day. Just don't eat me, okay? Well, I know you're going to eat me. You're going to eat me, and you're going to take my little niblets and put them in your mouth, but that's okay. I'm intolerant to polluted waters, okay? And your stomach is a polluted water, so don't put me in there.
Oh, I'm putting you in my stomach. You're just going to have to learn to live with it. Hey, Gazbeard, how you doing? And there was me buying the Long Dark because I thought it would be about tall glasses of English beer. Hey, you never know. They might put some English beer in at some point. That bear still kicks my ass. Not even ashamed to admit that. Maybe someday when society collapses, this knowledge and experience will come in handy. I don't think it's going to actually prepare us for a apocalypse. That's for sure. I don't think it'll actually prepare us for it, but you know, maybe it will. Maybe I'm 100% incorrect, and it will prepare us quite nicely for it. We're getting some good fish today, boys and girls. Do not poke sleeping bears. No, don't poke them. Don't poke them. Don't poke sleeping bears. It's very bad. I need water. I'm just going to get a little water cook in here. I know you're up. I know. I heard you. I heard you. We've got a little more bait. I think that might be our last piece of bait. We're having really good luck with these, with the baited traps. I was thinking, do we have an Aurora coming on? Even if the mechanics are not 100% realistic, you'll get to the basic ideas of how things are supposed to be. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, I've always talked with the Long Dark that there's a fine line that any developer has to make between making something realistic and making it fun. There are games out there that I've seen that are very realistic, but honestly aren't that much fun. And there's ones out there that are not very realistic but are more fun because you know they've taken a few things and they've made it so it's like, okay, it's not completely 100% realistic, but it's still, you know, the game's still a lot of fun to play. So there's always that line they have to walk a little bit. Oh, this trap's up. Oh, man. Oh, we had one more piece of bait. I waited too long on that one. All right. No traps up yet. Okay. Got 6 hours on the fire still. There's a trap. 42% ice. Jeez Louise, man. Another bass. They're all like 900. They're all like 900 calories. That's. I noticed this continuing trend of the 900 calorie bass. What they learned from it is that you can scare wildlife away with fire. There you go. That's a handy thing to know. They had a malfunction in the fun department when they introduced Timberwolves. Yeah, you know, Timberwolves have never been the best thing. They've never been the best thing, that's for sure. Of course you popped up now. Timberwolves are great fun for everyone but the player. Exactly. Alright, I'm going to actually try fishing on my own. And we'll see what happens. See, we got a little whitefish. We got a whitefish only about an hour in or so. I usually find if you're going to fish manually, 6 hours at a time is a good way to go. Got a little... Oh, that...
I'm just a baby bass. Throw me back. Wait. Wrong voice.
I'm a baby bass. You should throw me back, Atheenon. Look at me. I'm only 600 calories. I'm just a little baby. You've caught all my big brothers now. You get me.
I'm going to take you anyway. You're fish oil. You're fish oil, my friend. That's all I care about.
If I thought I'd ever wake up again.
Catching a bunch of whitefish. I guess that's something. totally agree with the fish. I should throw them back. But I need the food. I need food. Don't you know? I need the food. Nobody escapes. Nobody escapes.
Goodness. Made it through another night.
Had a moose come up to me earlier this month, kind of aggressive. Managed to scare it away with a lighter and hairspray. There you go. Oh, hey, you're ready to go too. I know I'm tired, but we got time on the fire still.
Too heavy.
Well, we're tired already, so it don't matter. And we got a bass to finish off the day. There we go. They're not whitefish, they're snow mackerels. Get a cattail or two. I've used up most of the cattails, Miss Candela. I don't have that many left. The cattails are kind of my emergency food at this point. I honestly wish I had more cattails. I do. I really wish I did. Last clip's a bit shorter, but edited out the deep voice.
You mean this voice here? Yes, I have come for your souls. Mr. Wolf, I have come for your soul. You shall bow down before me, and you shall tremble, and behold my might of my rock. Go away!
You mean that voice? No, cattails don't respawn still. No, they don't. No respawnies on the cattails.
Feels like a lot of gear.
An ultrasonic speaker. Nice. We're just gonna kind of dump our meat here. We'll arrange our meat when we're not so tired. Boop. Alrighty. Got the rabbit wall going on. The wall of rabbits. I'm just gonna sleep like 6 hours just till evening. The puppy didn't want to play fetch? No, he didn't. Look inside yourself, Luke.
Look inside yourself, Luke. I am your flounder.
I'm gonna arrange my meat. Don't judge me for touching my meat, Bavella. I will mess with my meat as much as I want. No rabbits at all. Okay. Interesting. Oh, am I drawing? Oh wait, I'm going back. I'm going back. It's just Stick Man. It's nothing special. He's just plain old Stick Man. He's my friend. He sleeps above my bed for me. We do need to go get that. We do need to go get that, that burdock root that's over there. But I think we'll do that tomorrow. It's not like we don't have another 20 plus days we have to spend in the zone anyway. So we'll go get the burdock root tomorrow. We'll spend the rest of the evening rearranging our meat here. At least we got decent calories out of that fishing trip. Actually, quite a few calories out of that fishing trip. I'm happy with it. Look at all that fish. That's all vitamin C too. That's the best part about it. That's all vitamin C. Vitamin C. I'm sorry, vitamin. It's a bunch of vitamins. They're not vitamins. They're vitamins. It's all that good vitamin C. I'm gonna move you right down there. I am playing with my meat, yes. I am. Don't judge me too harshly. Oh, we have another whitefish. Another whitefish.
Need to find some place to escape this cold.
It's right here. The door is literally right here. And you can go right there. That's my last piece of deer meat. Boop-a-doop. Okay, so I do need to go and drop off our fish traps out there. Well, that's at 6, 18, and 60. So as you can see, our fish traps do take a little bit of damage there. Running low on food. Well, we were running low on food. We were. So I'm glad we came in and did this because we were rather running low on food. And getting that fishing trip out of the way sure helped us a lot. Helped us a bunch. Alright, we got enough of those. Look at all that. Look at all that lantern oil we got too. That is beautiful. Beautiful thing. Can we get out to the fishing hut and back without running into the frickin' wolf? Alright, there we go. We got out of here. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to leave my fish traps out here. I'm going to keep those on me because we may want to make another fish trap. Because that one's almost done. We may need to make another one. Oh, that's what I need reclaimed wood for is fish traps. Because I don't... Actually, do I get anything back if I break down a fish trap? I get a metal and a stick. So I do get a scrap metal back if I break it down now. I think that's worth it, actually. I think that's better than having it break on its own, because if it breaks on its own, if it breaks, then you're basically screwed. Then you don't get anything for it at all. But if we break it down now, we get the metal back for it. Which would give us more metal, which is not a bad thing at all. We were gonna have to make a new one anyway. I think the only thing we're missing is a... Let's see, what are we missing for the tip up? I think we missed the cloth. Yeah, we're just missing a cloth now. So we got back what we got back half the sticks and the scrap metal, and we have a fishing hook already. So. And if I'm going to make another one, I don't want you on me. I definitely don't want you on me either. I'm going to throw you in. Actually, let's grab a couple of those. Grab one cloth. Couple of guts. And then we can make a fish tip up. And we'll make a couple more snares and go place those out as well. Did you need scrap metal to repair anything else? No, I didn't. I can't actually repair anything, Kenneth, because I don't have a toolbox. My one disappointment is we've not found a toolbox yet. I actually have metal here. If I was going to repair something, I could, but we haven't found any toolkits, which makes me very sad. Very sad to have found no toolkits. All right, let's go place these other couple of traps real quick before the storm sets in. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a blizzard tonight. It feels like it. You could use the metal to make the leather metal snowshoes. The crampons. I've got 2 pairs of them actually. So next zone is our first bedroll chance. Yes, in Pleasant Valley we have a 50-50 shot of getting a bedroll. There could be one in the Mystic River picnic area. There could also be one over in the cave there, right up from the crossroads. So we got a couple chances to get it, and I'm hoping we do. Yeah. Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, we got the crampons here that we got at the summit, and then we got the crampons on us that we've been wearing this whole time. And so what we'll do before we leave here is we're going to take these crampons off, and we're going to put the other crampons on, the ones that are 100%. Because why not? We might as well. Got that fish trap. I'll just take that out to the... I'll take that out to the bins tomorrow, or out to the fishing hut tomorrow. I'm gonna leave this. I'm just gonna leave that there. How much water do I got? Oh, I still got plenty of water. I guess we risk it. Hey, Miss Cadell over on the YouTube side. Hello. Risk it for the biscuit, baby. Actually, we don't need to sleep for health, so let's just sleep 5 hours. I don't want to die in the middle of my sleep. If we get a really bad blizzard or something, it could get super cold in here very quickly. Like that, right there. This game is a horror game for loot goblins. It is. It truly is. It can be. Okay, the storm passed. That's good. That's great news. The worst time to have a blizzard is early morning. Because in early morning, when the sun is rising, that's when it's naturally the coldest outside anyway. And then you put on top of that a blizzard, and you're basically talking it's going to be the coldest it's going to be anywhere. There we go. Yum, 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 yum. I'm just going to eat the little rabbit bits because they're just sitting out here doing nothing for me. That's a little one. I'm going to put the big ones by each other. That's a little moldy one. These are the ones actually I want to eat first. That one's almost a full. That one's a little baby one too. That one's kind of a smaller one. I'm gonna put the big ones down at the end here. Those are the last ones I want to eat. The 563s. That's the maximum we can get out of them. We gotta go get that burdock root today. That burdock root is calling to me, man. I do have a pry bar. Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. I've got a pry bar on me, as a matter of fact. Yes, I did not have one before. And our prepper pie is now at 0%, but that don't matter. We can still eat it. It'll still give us condition back, so. It kind of sucks it's at 0%, but yeah, we got our pry bar on us. So we're good there. All right. I mean, 2 of our rabbits disappeared. Let's go check our rabbit. We're gonna follow the order of the day. We're gonna go check our rabbit traps. Then we're gonna go get that burdock root. Grab a little water there too. You have cookies on YouTube, Nora? I didn't know that. Okay, nothing in the traps. That's fine. Now there is going to be a wolf over here, so I'm going to get ready. I'm going to get my torch out just so we can be ready. Be ready for the little bugger. We got to follow this wall all the way around because that's where he will be. Keep our eye out for some sticks that we can pick up along the way too. But yeah, we already have 1 burdock root. All we need is 1 more, and we can make the another prepper's pie. I don't know if we need to make one right away. We may just carry the ingredients of it around. I think I don't think the prepper's pie takes any flour though. I think it just takes some salt. Oh, there's another. You run off that way, bud. I forgot there's birch bark out here. I forgot about that. I think we have enough now. Do we have enough to make another? Yeah, we do have enough to make another prepared birch bark now. So we can make another birch bark tea, and then I think there's 2. Yeah, there's 1 more here. Is there another? Yep, there's 2 there. They're nice, 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 nice. So now we can make 2 more birch bark teas. And as always, boys and girls, pick up every stick you see. Every stick. If you get too heavy, drop some sticks. Not that bad. Can you have a fortune cookie and a fortune Razraptor? No fortunes for you, my friend. You're fortunate enough just to be here. See, that's the fortune you get. All right. So I think if we go up this hill here, try to remember exactly where it's at. There's a cairn over here. I don't think I've ever touched this cairn before. This guy's kind of hidden. I don't think I've ever touched this one before. And of course its story is not yet written. Of course it isn't. Grr. Grr. I hate coming across those, so their story's not written. They need to do something about that. They need to do something about that. They need to, like, make it so that they add their own story into it or something. I don't know. Yep, here he is, here he is, here he is. All right. Off we go into the wild blue. yonder. The joy in life might already be in your eyes. No, that's just sand. I just got sand in. I got some sand in my eye. That's just some sand. I think we have to go this way. Oh, burdock root, where are you? I know you're out here somewhere. I found you before. You're out here somewhere, my friend. I had no idea you could scare off a wolf with a rock. You have to hit him. You have to hit the wolf with the rock. The torch is what really scares him off, but if you hit him with the rock, that signifies dominance, you know. Hey BK, how's it going, buddy? There we go. Yeah, the rock signifies dominance over the wolf. If you do both, you're really just kind of showing him who's boss, you know. Just aiming the rock at him will make him charge you, and then when he sees the torch, he'll run. But if you really just want to add insult to injury, you toss the rock at him. It's good to practice rock throwing though too, and you can either cock your arm to throw it at him, or you can just huck it at him without cocking your arm at him. If you throw the rock at him without pulling your arm back, it will not trigger him to charge you. All right, he's running. Oh, Jesus. To show dominance, strip off all your clothing. That really shows the dominance. Where you strip off all your clothing and run around naked near them. Yeah, this used to be where the bear spawned. The bear doesn't spawn down here anymore. Now the moose spawns over here. Luckily, you can startle the moose. Come on, just give me 2 acorns. That's all I need. Yes! See if we can skirt around the moose here. Okay, moose is over there. Perfect. Perfect. We got the acorns. We got the burdock root. Oh, we are styling and profiling, baby. We got profile pictures. All right, let's go. That worked awesome. And I got the cattails from up there, too. Like I've always said, that's the one frustrating thing about the cougar is that you can't just, like, there's no way to scare them off. You can forestall them attacking you by putting down a fire. You can forestall the cougar to he won't attack you if you have a fire down. But you can't actually stop him. You can't actually scare him away. I personally think that the fire down should be like a thing that can scare him away, but I don't know. I mean, the cougar just is a mess in and of itself already, but... The cougar's just kind of a messy animal all around. Major pain in my booty. Yeah, I think Noisemaker should scare the cougar off. I would be a huge advocate of that. If the Noisemaker scared the cougar off, that I'd totally be down for. Because they were specifically made to be used against cougars. I mean, I think that's completely reasonable that the Noisemaker should scare the cougar away. They're hard enough to get. It's not like you're just going to have them immediately. And they're very limited supply. I think that'd be cool. I really truly do. Hello, Mr. Wolfie. I love it. Twitch. I was checking on Twitch because Twitch is doing a thing right now where they're deleting. They're basically only allowing us to have 100 hours of storage before they auto delete stuff, and so they want me to go through and delete my old stuff. And it's like, okay, well, that's not going to happen. Now they've extended it to May 19th before auto deletion begins. You cannot create highlights or upload new content until you free up storage. If you're over 100 hours, please take action to manage highlights and uploads before May 19th. I was hoping it'd already be done, because I just want them to delete it. You know how many hours of storage I have that I'm taking up with them right now? Just take a guess. Just take a guess how many hours of content I have stored on YouTube, on Twitch right now. 5,000, 1,000, 8,000. You're getting close. I have 10,408 hours of content stored on Twitch right now. 10,000 hours of content. I'm not going through all that. They can delete what they want. I don't care. Most of it's on YouTube anyway. Time to sleep a little bit. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the wolfies bite. All right, Rob. Have a good one, buddy. Have a good one. We'll see you later. Sleep well, my friend. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's all on the YouTube anyway. It's like I don't have time to go through all of that. I ain't got time for that. There we go. Now we can prepare up the birch bark we got. I'm not preparing the burdock root, that's for sure. Do the large prepared acorn. How many? Yeah, exactly. How many months would I need to go over that backlog? I mean, that's just inconceivable. It's inconceivable. So I have 10,408 hours. That's 433 days of content. That's over a year's worth of content. That is literally a year and about 2 months worth of content. If you watch my stuff for 24 hours a day for the next year and a couple of months, you could watch it all. I'll hop to bed too, getting late in the EU. Good night, Raz. Have a good one. If a video is deleted, will the associated clip also get deleted? I don't think it's affecting clips. It's the uploads and highlights. So it's anything that's uploaded or highlighted is going to get done. Past broadcast VODs and clips do not count against the storage limit. To learn more, so wait a second. So past broadcasts don't count. So that's just highlights. Well, when I used to upload videos to YouTube, I would split up the video on Twitch before I would upload it to YouTube, so that makes sense. So my past VODs don't even count against that. That's crazy. That's crazy time. All right, so I have one more of you. I need 2 more of you. I need you. And I need 1 of you. And now we have everything but the cooking oil for prepper pie. And salt. We need salt and cooking oil to make a prepper pie. Oh, are both of those full? No, that one's not full. I was like, wait a second. Both those aren't full. I know those are both not full. And a little bit of salt. A little seasoning. Hey, Legend Game Breakers. How you doing? Oh, we got our cured birch here. Birch is all cured. Wolf is howling. Oh! Oh, oh, oh! I'm going to leave my... pry bar here just for weight. Boop-a-da-boop. Alright, let's break that torch down. Drink a little water. I don't know. I'm not really thinking I'm going to start a fire right now. I'm going to keep all the ingredients that I need for the prepper's pie on me. But I'm not going to do a fire right now because that's just going to use a matchup. And I don't really want to use a matchup. We're just going to go see what we got. Hey, Electric, how you doing? Hello, hello. Let's go check our rabbit traps here, and then we're gonna head up to the prepper's cache and check rabbit traps there. All right, rabbit traps here, all good. Got nothing going on there. It's nice weather right now to travel. It's a little foggy, but that's not too bad. Got our rabbits hanging on the wall. Let's see, we're 27 kilos. What do we have wood-wise? Let's take a few more pieces of coal just to have them. And let's leave a few sticks here just to have it here. There we go. All right. And I think we got everything. Oh, I need to grab my traps. I'm glad I looked in there. I need to grab my traps. Take those back up with us. I think I'm going to jump back into playing Long Dark again. Feel up to it now. Nice! Definitely worth it, Legend. Oh, give myself a big stretch. Oh. You know you're old when you stretch and you hurt yourself. When you stretch and you're like, ow! That wasn't supposed to stretch that way. God dang it. Yeah, we'll travel over to the prepper's cache, grab our stuff there. We're just kind of doing back and forth right now. We have 2 basic locations. There's only 2 places, first of all, that we can sleep in this zone. And that's the Mountaineer's Hut and the prepper's cache. Those are the only 2 that have beds. Or you cramp up because you stretched. Yeah, exactly. Sucks getting old, man. So yeah, those are the only 2 places that have pre-made beds in this zone for us. And since we don't have a bedroll, we don't have a lot of options. Now, once we get to Pleasant Valley, our options will definitely expand. We will have multiple places that have beds. And I'm hoping once we get to Pleasant Valley as well, that we will actually find a bedroll. That would be fantastic. But if we don't find a bedroll, that's fine. I mean, I'm not. It's not going to end our game if we don't find a bedroll, but it'd be great if we could.
Can't feel my hands.
We've gotten so many ptarmigans, I don't even need them now. I don't have a pot that I can make broth in anyway, so... You're sold, you know, when you wake up, you need a nap to recover from waking up. I need that too some days. I need that as well some days. We'll check when we get back here and see how much longer we got in the zone too. I'm imagining we're under 20 days now. I would imagine it's probably like 10 to, or probably 18 days would be my, if I had to guess. I'd say 18 days. Maybe 19, maybe 17 though. But yeah, good night, Raz. Raz Raptor, have a good one, man. We won't be doing a whole lot more anyway. We're gonna ditch out. We're gonna ditch out and play a little 7 days here pretty quick, so. Yeah, I just wish Twitch would get on it and just delete all my old highlights and stuff, because I'm not going to go through manually. It'd probably take me 2 months just to go through manually and delete everything. Who's got the time to do that? And then they were supposed to do it. They were supposed to do it last. They're supposed to do it last month, and then they chickened out. They chickened out on us. It's like, really, guys? You had all last month to get this taken care of. And now you're going to chicken out on us. Yeah, I think tonight we'll drink our herbal tea and get a little extra health back. I want to check my rabbits first, though. Fiance turned 50 last month and already received ARP stuff. I have not, so I'm holding that against her. Nice. I've been getting AARP stuff since I was like 45. They started sending it to me a long time ago. I guess they wanted me to get in on the front end of it. You know, they wanted me right away. It was very important they got me right away. It's an association for retired people. It's the American Association for Retired People. Oh, got foggy out here. It's a private organization. I mean, it's not like a government, but it's sort of like a big retired, yeah. You thought it was the other word? Are we speaking about short bus? Just to be perfectly clear. That's what we're speaking of, right? Short bus. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Totally understandable.
Not sure why I feel so tired.
Because you're tired. Let's drink down our herbal tea real quick. That'll get us so we aren't tired, or we aren't, so that we get more rest or more health back when we sleep. And then I think we'll also take ourselves a little bit of a birch bark tea as well. Now, the nice good news is we have a lot of meat up here. Hey, I'll be the one with a $20 super chat. Holy crap, I made it to day 642 stalker run now in Hush River. Well, you're in the best zone of the game. Thank you for the $20 super chat, I'll be the one. That was very nice of you. I appreciate that. And day 642, congratulations. Congratulations there. That is awesome. And that made us thirsty enough that we can drink our...
No power
Actually, I
in the
need to
verse
pass a
can
little bit of
stop
time.
me.
Let's just pass an hour and get warmed back up again. There we go. Wow, thank you for following there, Cedar. I appreciate that very much. But congrats, that is awesome. I'll be the one. I'm very happy for you. It's always fun to reach those milestones, you know. It's always fun to reach those. Okay. All right, let's get a little sleep here. Hey, we got most of it. We got most of our health back. Most of it came back. Been looking for 2 hours. Just started Long Dark last week. Just hit day 60. Beautiful. That's awesome. Well, if you got any questions at all, Cedar, even if we're not playing Long Dark, even if we're not playing the Long Dark, if you got any questions about the Long Dark, feel free to ask. If I don't know, somebody in chat will probably know. The community is great around this game. And I hope you're having fun. It's a very... I've always said the Long Dark is a simple game to play, but it's difficult to like master. It's a game where you can pick up the basics of it very easily, but then trying to actually like master the game can take you a long time, and it does take a long time. It's not a game that you master in just a couple in just 20-30 hours of gameplay. You master it over a long period of time, and there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of different things in the game that you have to like pick up on as you go along. So far, if you calculate everything, you won't be dead. Well, there is some of that. There's also a lot of fun in just YOLOing sometimes and figuring out stuff. I think Cedar, the thing you have to remember as well is that whenever you die, try to learn a good lesson from it. Like what you did to lead to that death or what you didn't do to lead to that death. Because generally every death you have in the game, you caused it somehow. You either did something or conversely did not do something that led to that death. So it's always good to kind of reflect after you die and see where you screwed up. I came from WoW. I got level 60 in hardcore. Not dying is kind of my thing. There you go. There you go. Well, this game you will most likely die. You will most likely die in this game at some point or another. It happens to the best of us. It happens to everybody. And sometimes the deaths can be it can be entertaining, you know? Death can be a fun thing. All right, so that's fresh. Those are at 93%. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's go check our rabbit traps. Oh, we're gonna check our days. So we now have 32 days. So 18 days left to go. 18 days left to go. Once I found maps, I was gold. Yeah, and see there, back in the day, we didn't have maps. The Whiteberry maps came available. I think I found those late 2017 or something. I think I found those late in 2017, but yeah, there used to never be maps. Day 473. There we go. That's what I lost it on day 4. That was my first attempt to ever get to 500 days. All right, so we are now 81 days in. We've got 32 days in this zone, 50 in Ash Canyon. We only have 18 days left in this zone, and then we are on to Pleasant Valley, which I'm very excited about. That's going to be fun. Oh, by the way, a good way to get a save point is just enter this mode and then enter out. It gives you a save point. So if you ever want to save and you're indoors, just go into the strong house. The strong house. Go into the customization mode and you can come back out. So, yep, you just go into craft mode and come back out and you got a save point, which is nice. It used to be that you had to either sleep, pass time, or the other way. The other way was to zone out, and then if you zone back in, you would also get a save point at that point. So, or get injured. Yeah, that's the bad way to do it. You don't want to get injured to do it. Don't want to get injured at all. At all. Well, we will be back tomorrow with some more Long Dark. Probably be a little bit earlier than today. I'll be getting up a little earlier tomorrow. But we'll be back with a little more Long Dark tomorrow. We're going to be playing some 7 Days to Die here for the next couple of hours, though. I need to go use the bathroom, though, like crazy. I've needed to do that for the last 20 minutes. But I need to go use the restroom and grab a drink. And then we'll be back with a little bit of 7 Days to Die. And have some fun with that. Artichokes was saying, what did you say there? I love this game. Got about 500 hours across PS4, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo. And just bought it on a new PC. Also, hi. Hi, Artichaz. How you doing? Off to farming Milton. Alrighty, have a good one. Have fun farming Milton. But yeah, we are going to hit a little bit of 7 Days to Die. We're going to be stepping up the difficulty tonight. We're going to be bringing it up to insane level difficulty. We've been playing on Survivalist. We're going up to insane now. We're going to make it a little harder on ourselves. But I will see you all on the YouTube side tomorrow for Long Dark, or back in a couple minutes for 7 Days to Die. Twitch side will just stay up, but we're going to be going on the 7 Days to Die kick very quickly. See y'all in a few. Oh, by the way, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, become a member of the channel, all that good stuff. All those calls to action. I'll see you later. All right. For those of you here on Twitch, we will just keep going.